Chapter 281. Mu Tunin walks to Lin's villa with a large bouquet of roses in his hand. Others may not believe it, but the dewy roses are neither precious species nor imported goods from abroad. If there is something unusual about them, they must be planted by the playboy brother Mu himself. He is immortal without the Taoist root, and he is already 35 years old. Although he keeps exercising and practicing ancient martial arts, he is still fit and his skin is not loose. However, Mu Tianen still feels a sense of crisis. Because the woman he likes has made great achievements in personal ability cultivation. She looks like she is in her early 20s. Time has not left any trace on her face. No matter from which angle, she is more attractive than when he first met her. At 35 years old, Mu Tianen is a real bachelor in the eyes of unmarried girls with his family background and wealth. However, Lin Luoran, whom he likes, is not short of money. She is the more mysterious Master Lin among the mysterious cultivators in Huaxia. Mu Tiannan's advantage is only for ordinary girls in the secular world. Then, the only thing left for him is probably the sincerity of, "I only take one ladle of beautiful water." Mu Tianan can't imagine that he would do such a stupid thing to Lin's house every day for a year. He puts the roses at the door and comes back quietly. He has been laughed at by Xian Yuanshan for a long time because of this. If 1 year doesn't work, he can send roses for 10 years. Brother Mu originally planned to do so. However, the morning before yesterday, when he was practicing martial arts, he found that his meridians were blocked for the first time. Mu Tianen suddenly realizes that it will be his 36th birthday in a few days. Because he hasn't reached the congenital level, his meridians will be blocked as he grows older. To put it more bluntly, his physical function is going downhill. If he can't push the door of the congenital level, it means that his lifetime achievement will stop at this moment. Watching as his own strength declined instead of increasing, watching as he slowly aged. Was there really not much time left for him to pursue happiness? Mu Tianen thinks about it and feels that boiling a frog in warm water is not his style. Xian Yuanshan also said that it doesn't seem to have the personal charm of Brother Mu. Mu Tianan is ready to take a gamble. If he doesn't put down the flowers today, he will leave quietly. Maybe he can make it clear to him whether it is possible or not. Carefully selected clothes, perfect details, and carefully shaved. All the half-blooming roses in the garden are taken away by Mu Tianan. Anyway, whether he succeeds or not will be decided today. If he fails, these roses will only be eye-catching in the garden. If he succeeds, it will be a contribution to his master. He feels that there is a courageous momentum in his heart. Xian Yuanshan, who is working as an advisor on the side, even feels that the confident brother Mu who can control his future is back. "Third brother, you will succeed," Xian Yuanshan shouted. The man in the mirror is at the most charming age of his life. He is mature with frivolity. This is the real Mu Tianan. He walks slowly to the villa of Lin's family. Lin's family is a little quiet today. The two children are on winter vacation. Li Shi is watering the flowers, and Mr. Lin is fishing. Well, it's a good time to cheer himself up. Take a deep breath and don't be nervous. From the stainless steel door plate, his smile is still perfect. Mu Tianan, you can do it. When he raises his hand and is about to ring the doorbell, the iron door wrapped by flowers is suddenly pulled open. The face of his sweetheart suddenly appears in front of him, which makes Mu Tianen stunned. Take a deep breath, take a deep breath. Maybe it is a coincidence that God cares for him. Before he holds up the flowers behind him, he sees Lu Zheng behind Lin Luoran without warning. If this is the case, Mu Tianan will be more motivated to confess his love in front of his rival in love. However, the tragic thing is that the eyes of the heroine only stay on his face for a short second. "Hey, Master Mu, you are here? We have something urgent to do and have to go out for a while. Wait for me at home." The key word is we. The tone is not a question, but an affirmative sentence. Mu Tianan feels a little cold in his heart. Lu Jing adds, "We really have something urgent to do." So, it is he who delays the two of them from going somewhere together? Mu Tianan can't think of what kind of urgent thing can make Lin Luoran lose her sense of propriety. He doesn't say any of the lines he has prepared. He moves the flowers aside reflexively. Lin Luoran nods and smiles at him. Then she flashes out of the door. They have walked a few steps to the lake. Mu Tianan grits his teeth and says, "Lun, I have something to say. Just 1 minute, no, 30 seconds about the two of us." He thinks that if she suddenly turns her head, he will hold the flowers in front of her like magic. This way, the confession will be more formal. Lin Luoran does turn her head, but she doesn't stop. She says 2 words softly, "Sorry." Mu Tianan can't hear what else she says. His hand holding the bouquet is completely frozen because he sees that Lin Luoran doesn't stop. She turns her head and apologizes. Then she takes Lu Zheng's hand and flies into the air. Their clothes are flying. The back of the two of them is enough to blind Mu Tianan's eyes. He suddenly realizes sadly that no matter how many roses he has planted, he can't even get a cup to fly with her. He doesn't have the Taoist root. Mu Tianan's hard-earned self-confidence is instantly shattered. His hand holding the bouquet falls down powerlessly. The iron gate closes automatically. The flowers with dewdrops are separated at the moment when the iron gate closes. Mu Tianan is holding a handful of broken branches with only the stems. As for the fragrant and delicate petals, they are scattered all over the gate of Lin's house. They fall on the ground and are stained with dust. The crystal dewdrops roll into the soil and disappear instantly, just like Mu Tianan's unrequited love. Maybe our city is really not a good place for him. Mu Tianan mutters to himself and runs down the mountain in a daze. "Book me a flight back to New York tonight." "Yes, I want the earliest one. That's all." Did Brother Mu have something to say just now? Lu Zheng is simply trying to find something to say. He will never admit that it is a bit shameful to be carried by Lin Luoran because his personal ability is not high enough. Lin Luoran smiles. "Didn't I tell him to wait for me at home? I'll ask him when I get back. I can't wait to see the soul wood. Here we are. Let's go down." The villa is very close to Qingqing Taoist Temple. It takes them only a few minutes to get there. Lin Luoran drags Lu Zheng to land. The crazy Taoist is already waiting in the yard. "Follow me." The entrance is a wall of the main room of Qingqing Taoist Temple. This place used to be Huizhu's bedroom. Now the mountain is almost hollowed out by the crazy Taoist and his apprentices. Walking down the spiral stone steps, the terrain becomes more and more open. Lin Luoran's face is illuminated by a burst of green light. This is the first time for her to come to the place where the soul wood is cultivated. Her eyes are full of surprise. She guessed that she might see a tree. However, what appears in front of her is indeed a tree, but it is too big. Looking down from above, the spiral stone steps led all the way to the bottom. The tree had a diameter of more than 10 meters and was as tall as a building with dozens of floors in Chengdu. A single leaf could wrap a person up like a piece of clothing. The veins on the leaf were clear and flowing with green light. Lin Luoran thinks about the soul wood that she has planted in her space for a long time. In reality, it is only 2 years, but in reality, it is hundreds of years old. It is so small that it is not even as tall as Lin Luoran. Lin Luoran gently pinches herself. For the first time, she feels inferior for her space. This is the mature soul wood. If it grows naturally, it will take at least 10,000 years. The crazy Taoist leads the two down. Lin Luoran and Lu Zheng follow behind. Lin Luoran wonders, "I remember that it has been planted for less than 2 years. How come?" They have come to the bottom, where the dim green light comes from. Lin Luoran sees many egg-sized crystals at the bottom of the root. She can feel the wood reiki without touching it. This is the small wood reiki mine under the Qingqing Taoist Temple. Grandmaster dug it up and used it to accelerate the growth of the soul wood. Lu Zheng explains in a low voice. "So, these things are lighter than jade, like polished diamonds, and emit wood reiki. Are they the legendary wood reiki? They look like the diamond of fire that is born with the strange fire. Maybe she has seen the so-called spirit stone long ago, but it is of the nature of fire." Lin Luoran picks up a piece and feels it. Compared with the diamond of fire, the wood reiki in these wood reiki is almost used up because they are used to nourish the soul wood. "Master, can we use the soul wood now?" Lu Zheng has already said that it is a success. Lin Luoran still can't believe it without hearing the confirmation from the crazy Taoist. The crazy Taoist hesitates for a moment, and Lin Luoran's heart tightens. If Baojia is the only one who uses it, even if it is a success. In fact, this secret spell has cut off the inheritance of the soul wood. This kind of soul wood will never be found on the earth again. As long as she can save Baojia, she doesn't care about the inheritance of the soul wood. Besides, there is another one in her space, but she doesn't dare to say it out. Instead, she asks the crazy Taoist for the reason. After nourishing Baojia's soul, it will wither naturally, and no secret spell can save it. You see it as a mature soul wood, but its potential and vitality have been extracted. In the words of mortals, it is a paper tiger. The crazy Taoist walks around the tree, feeling a little depressed. Lin Luoran and Lu Zheng look at each other, and the latter quickly changes the topic. Grandmaster, what should we do now? Lun, go back and bring Baojia here. You stay and help me prepare. Lin Luoran nods, but the crazy Taoist stops her. If everything goes well, Baojia will stay here for a long time. You can bring the young man of the Qin family with you. Well, the young man of the Qin family, isn't he Commander Qin? The crazy Taoist is cold-faced but warm-hearted. He obviously cares about Commander Qin, but why doesn't he show it? Lin Luoran climbs out of the mountain and calls Commander Qin. Hearing that it is the crazy Taoist who allows him to come, the old man smilingly promises that he will arrive at Mount Qingqing in half an hour. When Lin Luoran returns home, her parents have already come back. They have already cleaned up the petals on the ground. Lin Luoran doesn't come out and just summon the Lin family. Is Sister Baojia going to be healed? When will she wake up? Lin Luodong asks. Her parents and Li Shi also look at her eagerly. Lin Luoran ponders. She can't answer this question. Baojia is lying on the bed with long hair. She is wearing the ancient costume. The crazy Taoist says that it is a dust-proof costume, so there is no need to change it. Baojia looks like a delicate porcelain doll. She is in a dilemma. Fortunately, Commander Qin arrives soon. Lin Luoran carries Baojia out of the house and doesn't let the Lin family follow her. It is better for fewer people to know that Baojia is healing in the mountain. If Lin Luodong and Li Shi accidentally leak the news, it will be a hidden danger for Baojia. When Lin Luoran and Commander Qin are far away, Mrs. Lin can't help wiping her tears. Baojia is such a good girl. Why does she have to suffer? Mr. Lin pats the back of her hand. Don't be sad. We should be happy that Baojia is cured. This is just a temporary farewell. Li Shi and Lin Luodong both nod. Mrs. Lin wipes away her tears and smiles. That's right. Baojia will come back alive and well soon. We should be happy. Plus equals. Chapter 282. Commander Qin follows Lin Luoran down the spiral stairs. This old general has seen real guns and bullets, so he is calmer than Lin Luoran when he sees the soul wood. Of course, what makes Commander Qin uneasy is the crazy Taoist. The crazy Taoist looks younger than him. Though Commander Qin is Commander Qin's ancestor, he doesn't dare to call him that without permission. Lin Luoran holds Baojia in her arms and walks to the end. She finds that the crazy Taoist and his apprentice have dug a big hole in the middle of the soul wood. The ground is covered with broken wood. Looking at the size of the tree hole, Lin Luoran's mouth is dry. Are you going to let Baojia lie in it? It feels weird to put a person in a living towering tree. When the cut of the tree is closed, will Baojia suffocate to death? How can she be fed? Lin Luoran is full of questions. The crazy Taoist doesn't get angry. Instead, he laughs. She is not only the only child of the Qin family but also the last child of the Jiang family. I won't hurt her, will I? Boy of the Qin family, what about you? Don't you have any questions? Lin Luoran blushes, but Commander Qin is straightforward. You can make the decision about Baojia. Since Baojia's grandfather and great-great-grandfather have said so, Lin Luoran has nothing else to say. She has to carefully put Baojia in the tree hole according to the crazy Taoist's order. The tree hole is wide enough for a person to stand. Lin Luoran carries Baojia in. Thinking that she hasn't seen her friend for a long time, she is a little reluctant to put Baojia down. Baojia's hair is too long. Lin Luoran remembers that Baojia has just turned her snow sword into Devil Reiki a few days ago. The sword of bright snow is more powerful when combined. Separated, it is enough for her to fight against enemies. When Lin Luoran first knew about Baojia's Taoist root, she wanted to give her a flying sword of the water element. However, in order to encourage Baojia to learn spells earlier, Lin Luoran didn't give Baojia the gift she promised. Who knows that Baojia has been sleeping since she went to the desert? Lin Luoran coils up Baojia's hair and puts the hairpin of a phoenix in her hair. The gift is a little late, but there will be a surprise when Baojia wakes up. The crazy Taoist touches his greasy beard and glances at everyone. The next second, Lin Luoran feels the spell of a cultivator in the level of bearing essence for the first time. There is no dazzling halo effect or any hand gestures. The crazy Taoist just raises his right hand and the pieces of wood start to spin. To be exact, only a part of it is like a jigsaw puzzle being inlaid on the tree. The big hole, which is big enough for a person to bend down, disappears in front of everyone. There are also cracks on the broken pieces. The rest of the wood is refined into a pool of green liquid by the crazy Taoist, and the cracks are repaired little by little. From the outside, people who don't know anything won't find that there is a hollow part in the middle of the soul wood and a person is hiding in it. Lin Luoran also checks with her spiritual mind. The tree is a tree and Baojia's breath is perfectly hidden. Master, is it done? Lin Luoran checks the appearance of the soul wood. Even the parts of the book cover are exactly the same. What kind of spell can restore a piece of wood to its original state? The crazy Taoist shakes his head. Let's go up first. Commander Qin walks in the front, followed by Lu Zheng. Lin Luoran is reluctant to leave. Halfway up the stone stairs, the crazy Taoist stops. Girl Lin, do you want to learn magic circles? Today, I will perform for free. Watch carefully. The crazy Taoist is going to make a magic circle. Not only Lin Luoran, but also Lu Zheng is not allowed to touch it. They stare at it and don't want to blink. The crazy Taoist moves his fingers. A lot of blue stones appear out of nowhere on the ground where they are standing and the green walls around. Under the control of the crazy Taoist, the blue stones slowly rise into the air. Lin Luoran breathes heavily. She is so familiar with these stones. They are Reiki-gathering stones. However, the stones in the crazy Taoist's hands are better than the one Lin Luoran found in terms of color and texture. It seems that the crazy Taoist is not going to use the Reiki-gathering stones as the core of the magic circle, but as the nodes of the magic circle? How extravagant! Each of these stones is as big as a basketball. They rotate in a fixed orbit like stars. The crazy Taoist concentrates on controlling them and slightly adjusts their orbit from time to time. Lin Luoran tries her best to remember the orbit and the position of the stones. These are the lines and nodes of the magic circle. More importantly, this is a brand new magic circle, which has nothing to do with the attack and the defense that Lin Luoran has learned. Lu Zheng is also watching at the beginning. After a while, he feels dizzy and the lines and nodes in his head are all messed up. He finally understands why the crazy Taoist doesn't ask him to learn magic circles. Is it because his cultivation is too low? He can only close his eyes to digest the parts he has memorized. He can't understand it if his cultivation is not high enough. If he keeps watching, he will hurt himself. This magic circle is more complicated than the protective magic circle and the water magic circle in the snow sword combined. Lin Luoran holds on longer than Lu Zheng. She has memorized most of it. She also feels the pain of being pricked by a needle in her head. Lin Luoran has to give up because she can't watch it anymore. The crazy Taoist is also finishing the adjustment of the magic circle. He flicks his fingers and the Reiki-gathering stones are shot into the ground, the mountain wall, or even the top of the cave which is close to the ground. The crazy Taoist has started the last step of the magic circle, the enchantment. 2 streams of Wakan pour out from his fingertips, one blue and the other green. The crazy Taoist is also a cultivator of water and wood. Is it a coincidence? Or is it because the blood of Baojia's family is the blood of Julie that the crazy Taoist mentioned? Lin Luoran may never be able to solve these mysteries, but she is moved by the scene in front of her. Rapid water rushes out from the mountain wall. Lin Luoran thinks it is a flash flood. However, the crazy Taoist says, "You guys go out first." Time waits for no man. No matter how many questions Lin Luoran has, she has to leave with Commander Qin and Lu Jing first. As soon as she rushes out of the ground, she feels the ground is shaking violently. Is it an earthquake or something wrong with the magic circle set by the crazy Taoist? Lin Luoran has no time to think. With a flash of sword light, she flies up with Commander Qin and Lu Jing. In the air, the three of them see the old house of Qingqing Taoist Temple collapsing. Lin Luoran is speechless. If Huizhu knows that she has destroyed the old houses of Qingqing Taoist Temple, he may disregard his oath and jump out to fight with her. Hundreds of years ago, the beautifully carved beams, the carefully fired blue bricks, the carefully maintained flowers and trees in the flower beds, and the traces of hundreds of years of life in the Qingqing Taoist Temple are now buried under the ruins. Well, Lin Luoran will also go mad if she sees anyone who has ruined Lin's family like this. However, where is the crazy Taoist? Lin Luoran ignores the exclamation and excitement of Commander Qin. She starts to worry about the crazy Taoist that in the alley diagonally across from the temple of Marquis of Wu. A new tenant moved in a few days ago. He bought a shop and is going to open a flower shop. This area is full of old houses, and it is planned as a tourist attraction. Therefore, the old houses are preserved because they are not in line with the interests of real estate developers. The shop was on the first floor, and there was a small courtyard behind it. The shop was on the first floor, and the small courtyard at the back could also accommodate a family. Today, the hostess of the flower shop does not open for business. She is directing a truck to hang a flower tree wrapped in plastic film from the wall into the yard. Because of the plastic film, the neighbors don't know what kind of tree it is. However, judging from the owner's love for the tree, it should be a precious species. Because the hostess is beautiful and cheerful, she becomes friends with the neighbors after moving in for a few days. The hostess, who sells Tibetan jewelry, looks at the tree curiously with a glass of water in her hand. "Yang, what kind of tree is this? It must be expensive, right?" The hostess, who is called Yang, shakes her head with a smile. "It's just a common species. I have planted it for many years. I have moved several times, but I still can't bear to throw it away. Some people like pets and some like flowers. It's not strange that some people like trees." The hostess puts this matter aside and asks Yang to have lunch at her house. "How can I do that? I have had 2 meals at your house, Sister Dong." Speaking of 2 meals, Yang blushes and feels a little embarrassed. The hostess, whose surname is Dong, waves her hand. "What are you talking about? My son said your yam ribs are delicious. I want to learn from you. That's a deal. Come to my house for lunch at noon." Yang has no choice but to agree. After a while, the tree is placed in the yard. The people from the transportation company come to her and ask if she needs workers to help her plant the tree. The hostess smiles and refuses. She shows her beautiful dimples while speaking. "The neighbors are so kind. I have asked them to help me plant the tree. I don't want to bother you." The people from the transportation company don't force her. "Miss Yang, since the goods have been delivered, please sign here." The hostess nods and takes the pen. She signs the name Yang Lisha in the blank space. The name is very common, but the handwriting is really good. The handwriting is like the person, warm and cheerful. After seeing off the people from the transportation team, Yang Lisha doesn't ask the neighbors to plant the tree as she said. Instead, she puts some bonsai and flowers in the yard. After watering them, the hostess of the Tibetan jewelry shop asks her to have lunch. Yang Lisha, who looks to be in her early 20s, has a natural affinity. She is sweet and funny when she talks, which makes the hostess's parents-in-law, who are not easy to talk to, like her very much and keep putting food on her plate. After lunch, the hostess asks if Yang Lisha needs help to plant the tree. Yang Lisha takes the initiative to help clean up the dishes. "The guys from the transportation team have already helped me. I can do a little thing. Don't worry, Sister Dong. Business is good in the afternoon, so the proprietress of the Tibetan ornament shop forgets about going to see what kind of tree Yang Lisha loves. In the backyard of Yang's small flower shop, Yang Lisha cuts the plastic film. Somehow, she has the strength to erect the acacia tree, which is so big that one person has to hold his arms around it. She plants it in a big pit that she has already dug. She is so careful that she doesn't knock off the flower buds on the tree. The crown of the acacia tree is like clouds. It almost covers the whole yard. The thick branches make it hard for others to see the yard. Young Lisha covers the acacia tree with soil carefully and waters it. She looks a little tired. We are together again. Do you like our new home? Young Lisha leans her face on the tree. She looks like a coquettish sister. She is so warm that it is refreshing, like the half-open gladiolus in the yard. The spring sun is warm. Maybe she is tired after moving. She falls asleep after leaning on the tree for a while. The character, Young Lisha. Chapter 283. Lin Luoran and the other two on the flying sword are worried. They haven't seen the crazy Taoist for a long time and the ground has stopped shaking. Lu Zheng is going to look for him. Lin Luoran directs the flying sword to land. Commander Qin is still shaking when he sees a black shadow thrown into the air by the huge impact from the pile of bricks. The splashing bricks and tiles hit on Lin Luoran's protective cover like rain. Lin Luoran squints and looks at the sky. The UFO is in a mess. Its robe is no longer the original color. Who else can it be but the crazy Taoist? Lu Zheng's expression is also strange. Lin Luoran kind of understands what he is thinking. Who is Commander Qin acting like? He is obviously the descendant of the crazy Taoist. Sure enough, the bloodline connection can't be cut off by cultivation or Taoist root. The crazy Taoist adjusts his direction and lands. His face is covered with dust. He asks Lin Luoran to go for a walk with him, regardless of his disciple's paralyzed face. The houses of the Qingqing Taoist temple have collapsed and the place is covered with dust. Lin Luoran doesn't want to stay here anymore. She guesses that the crazy Taoist may have something to say to her, so she follows him. Lu, can I still call you that now? Commander Qin suddenly asks when they are far away. Lu Zheng is stunned. Since Baojia was hurt by Zhou Yaowei, the relationship between the Qin and the Lu family has fallen to the freezing point. Later, Baojia started her cultivation and he broke off the engagement with the Qin family. Lu Zheng hasn't been called Lu by Commander Qin for a long time. With some nostalgia, Lu Zhengjing nodded heavily. Lin Luoran walks with the crazy Taoist in the forest. The crazy Taoist acts like a lunatic. Lin Luoran thinks that he is soft-hearted. He even avoids stepping on grass. Master, how is Baojia? The crazy Taoist doesn't speak for a long time. Lin Luoran is the only one who can break the silence. The crazy Taoist jumps on a tall pine tree. Come here. They stand on a pine branch and look down at the mountain. The crazy Taoist pinches a troublesome squirrel and says, I thought you were going to ask about the magic circle. Didn't you say you were going to learn it a few days ago? The sky is blue and the mountains are green. The weather is really nice today. Lin Luoran releases the squirrel thrown by the crazy Taoist. Compared with the magic circle, I am more concerned about Baojia. Master, can you tell me honestly how long it will take for Baojia to wake up? The crazy Taoist made such a scene today that he even blew up the Qingqing Taoist temple. Lin Luoran has a feeling that it will be more difficult for Baojia to gather her spiritual mind than she expected. The crazy Taoist pauses. You are smarter than I thought. He points at the misty Qingqing mountains. The soul wood and Baojia are now trapped in a place under this mountain. The magic circle set by the old Taoist is called the Yin-Yang dust circle. It nourishes Baojia's body with the vitality of the wood Reiki mine and the water Reiki of the Dujiang River to moisturize the mountain. The soul wood is the core of the circle and the power of the magic circle helps the soul wood to function normally. To be honest, once the enchantment is completed, this is a dead circle where one can only leave but not enter. The Yin-Yang dust circle draws the vitality of the mountain and the Reiki of the Dujiang River. The more Lin Luoran hears, the colder she feels. The more power the crazy Taoist uses, the more serious Baojia's situation is. Why does he set up a dead circle where one can only enter but not leave? Does the crazy Taoist need to be afraid of anyone with his power? Lin Luoran suddenly gets the key point. Master, do you mean that only Baojia can come out by herself when she wakes up? No one else can go in? What if the water changes or a real earthquake changes the direction of the mountain? What about Baojia? The crazy Taoist is a little arrogant. The yin-yang dust circle hides the soul wood in this mountain. When the mountain moves, the circle moves. Where can a grain of dust stay? In fact, it is not a dead circle. If you gather vitality one day and Baojia is still naughty and doesn't want to wake up, you can also break the circle and have a look. Gather vitality? Lin Luoran can't help shaking her feet. She doesn't have the chance to break the curse of the world of cultivation on the earth and reach gathering vitality. Even if she can, how long will it take her? 300 years or 500 years? It turns out that Baojia needs to sleep for so long. Don't think that the old Taoist words are unreliable. The soul wood is a famous spirit wood in the old days. It has a miraculous effect on nourishing the spirit. Baojia is not the only one who has lost her spiritual mind in such a big world. Many people know that you are looking for the soul wood. Those who are afraid of the old Taoist are nothing to worry about, but there are always some hidden forces. In order to get the effect of the holy wood, they may pull Baojia out of the tree and lie in it themselves. Lin Luoran feels cold all over. Why didn't she think of this? The crazy Taoist is really powerful, but is there really no other bearing essence cultivators in the state of Huaxia? Lin Luoran has a glimpse of the giant turtle in the undersea passage. Every time she feels proud, she will think of it. It is the unfathomable giant turtle. The crazy Taoist sees her changing expression and laughs. You worry too much. Although the earth is dangerous, it is very safe for Baojia to heal her wounds in the Qingqing mountain unless she can step on my dead body and happens to be good at magic circles. Lin Luoran feels sad. Hearing this, her worries are not unreasonable. The earth is very dangerous. What if it is not cultivators but the current technology? Like missiles or nuclear bombs, can they break the circle? The crazy Taoist stares at her with a strange look. Who would blow up this place with missiles? Lin Luoran whispers a few words and the crazy Taoist's face darkens. I didn't expect that. Girl, you have a lot of thoughts. The crazy Taoist has been away from the secular world for a long time. Nowadays, people are so impetuous that they even dare to eat babies for health. If a powerful politician happens to suffer from brain death and wants to live again, he will find an excuse to do a military exercise. What if he really blows up the Qingqing mountain range? After hearing Lin Luoran's words, the crazy Taoist is not anxious anymore. He touches his greasy beard and looks like a swindler. Do you know what is a dust? Do you know what is a dust? Lin Luoran wakes up from meditation. The nodes are shining like stars in the sky. Even though the crazy Taoist has carved the magic circle in her head, it is still covered by a layer of fog. Lin Luoran can't see the operation of the yin and yang dust circle clearly. It takes her a long time to understand the crazy Taoist question. What is a dust? When the mountain moves, the circle moves with it and turns into a grain of dust. If you can't find the circle at all, how can you break it? Even if you cut the mountain flat, it may hide in a grain of dust at your feet. You can't find it. Lin Luoran remembers that she also asked if she is lucky enough to gather vitality one day and Baojia hasn't come out. The circle is hidden in the mountains, deep under the ground, or under a small stone by the stream. How can she find it? At that time, the crazy Taoist's face is not clear because of the light. Lin Luoran only hears him saying in a bewitching voice, "So, you have to understand this circle when you gather vitality. Remember, you have to understand its essence, not simply setting it up. Then you will know how to close it." Lin Luoran stretches and the door is knocked loudly. Chapter 284. After the winter vacation, Lin Luodong starts to go to school. Lin's vacation is also over. After moving back to the R city, Li finally finds someone to talk with her about growing flowers. How to put it? Lin Luoran doesn't know whether Li Shi, who has the nature of gold, has chosen the wrong hobby. In the Reiki atmosphere of Lin's house, it is lucky that 2 or 3 out of 10 of her plants can survive, no matter they are expensive or ordinary. After the death of several precious flowers, Lin Luoran has to observe how Li grows flowers in person. How to put it? It's not that Li doesn't care about flowers, but that she cares about them too much. It's like raising a child. Huang Weijian is the free-range type, so he is like the orchids in the mountain stream, stubborn and wild. Lin Luodong is like the bitter type, so he is transplanted to a greenhouse after experiencing hardships. Everything is just right. However, Ma Ming, the little fatty, is too fat. His branches and leaves are too big, which is beyond the beauty of ordinary children. Li's way of raising flowers is just like Ma Ming's child. The soil is still wet. She often worries about the flowers and plants, so she overwaters them. It was obvious that the flower was already full of fat and had lost its beauty, but she still secretly fertilized it, giving it too much nutrition. What's wrong with your peony? When Lin Luoran comes out, Li is holding a pot of ancient peony. The name of the flower is Nature's Masterpiece. It is dignified and beautiful. It is a rare, famous flower. However, this is the condition when it was bought a few days ago. Now, the branches and leaves are all over the place. It is not a famous flower at all. If the pot is not changed, Lin Luoran almost can't recognize that this is the Nature's Masterpiece she bought a few days ago. She puts a mass of wood reiki into the peony, and the peony regains some vitality. Li is relieved and decides to keep the peony for a few more days. Lin Luoran's wood reiki is very effective. The next day, the peony is full of vitality. On the third day, the leaves of the peony stretch out again, just like when it was just bought. The branches are hard and the leaves are thin. The big leaves are at the edge and the small leaves are dense in the middle. The peony is like a famous flower. Li is happy and admires Lin Luoran again. Things change on the fifth day. The peonies turn yellow again. This time, Lin pays more attention to the peonies because some vegetables and fruit trees in Lin's family are also damaged. They are in the same state as Li Shi'er's peonies. This is so unusual. Since Lin's house was surrounded by magic circles and Lin Luoran, the humanoid converter, has been living in the house, the Lin's house has become a small world of its own. Everything grows. Vegetables and fruit trees have never encountered such a disease. Was it an illness or an injury? Where did you get these pots of flowers? Li Shi'er's Nature's Masterpiece is the first to have a problem. Lin Luoran checks it and finds nothing. Li Shi'er thinks for a while and counts with her fingers. I got a Sushin orchid from the mountains. It can live for a long time. Of course, I brought it here. The rest are bought from the flower market. Oh, I remember. This Nature's Masterpiece is a gift from Fatty Chui. Fatty Chui, you are such a tragedy. Li Shi'er doesn't even remember the valuable peonies he gave her. In the backyard of Lin's house, there are vegetables and fruit trees. Li Shi'er's flowers and plants and Cyan Little Fox's medicine garden. Lin Luoran walks around the island and wants to check it out. As soon as she is on the island, Cyan Little Fox jumps to her feet and pulls her trousers. The spirit herbs are also dispirited. Lin Luoran looks at Cyan Little Fox suspiciously. Are you saying that Goldie did this? Goldie also likes spirit herbs, but it is not interested in Li's potted flowers. In Goldie's eyes, those ordinary flowers are no different from weeds on the ground. Therefore, the Cyan Little Fox says that Goldie has been wandering around the medicine garden, so it is the biggest suspect. However, Lin Luoran can't believe it. If Goldie didn't do this and it has been around the medicine garden, does it mean that Goldie has sensed something wrong? Goldie comes back late at night. Seeing Lin Luoran in the bamboo forest, Goldie rushes to her. The coldness it shows in front of outsiders is gone. It puts a Ganoderma in Lin Luoran's hand. It seems that the Ganoderma is old. Lin Luoran wonders, why don't you eat the Ganoderma? Goldie barks and throws the Ganoderma on the ground. It pulls Lin Luoran's sleeve and asks her to go inside. Lin Luoran and Goldie are connected. Obviously, Goldie has found something. Lin Luoran hides in the bamboo house and holds the Cyan Little Fox, which is going to argue with Goldie. Goldie flies to the roof and the island is quiet again. The sound of insects around the pond gradually fades. The sky is getting bright. This is the time when people are most sleepy. Even Cyan Little Fox is dozing off. Lin Luoran is still staring at the Ganoderma on the ground. This is the bait that Goldie found for her. However, what on earth was it that made Xiao Jin so carefully trap it? At the moment when light and darkness alternate, Lin Luoran blinks. Goldie rushes to the ground and grabs the Ganoderma with its claws. What is it? Lin Luoran can't even see it. Lin Luoran rushes out of the house and carefully takes the broken Ganoderma from Goldie's claws. A living creature with the same color as the Ganoderma is wriggling. Wrapped by Lin Luoran's Reiki, it doesn't resist at all. Instead, it gives up the Ganoderma and lies on Lin Luoran's palm. Lin Luoran is shocked. Though she may be using adjectives indiscriminately, she has to admit that the little bug is turning transparent again. What surprises Lin Luoran is that it is eating the Reiki wrapped around it. Lin Luoran takes out a green spirit herb to tease it. As expected, the bug, which is as thick as Lin Luoran's finger and less than 5 centimeters long, rushes to the spirit herb. After touching the spirit herb, the bug turns green again. Why is a bug that can change color and lives by eating Reiki in her house? Lin Luoran thinks for a while and takes out the bamboo tube that Yuan Yi used to send her the butterfly bush flower. She puts the bug in the tube and decides to ask the fire phoenix in the space. Unexpectedly, the antique bird, which has lived for many years, is confused after hearing Lin Luoran's words. The silver fish tilts its head and thinks for a while, it shouldn't be here. It shouldn't be here? Does the silver fish know what it is? I remember I've seen it before. In the transmission circle, it doesn't have a proper name. People call it Reiki swallowing bug. It's useless. Monsters like to call it to find spirit mines. It dies with a pinch. The silver fish sits on the swing. The fire phoenix blows and the swing swings. Reiki swallowing bug? Can this little thing find spirit mines? Lin Luoran's eyes light up. She asks casually, what is the transmission circle? Is it easy to catch? Lin Luoran should catch a bunch of them and put them all over the world as coolies. In this way, the Lin family won't have to worry about their cultivation anymore. The interstellar transmission circle. Your personal ability is so low and you can't go there. You'd better not catch them. Lin Luoran nods. It turns out to be the interstellar transmission circle. She gets the message and is about to leave. Then she realizes something. Wait, what did the silverfish say? Interstellar transmission circle? Lin Luoran almost loses a watermelon to pick up a sesame seed. This news is 100 times more important than the Reiki swallowing bug. The fire phoenix looks at her warily and turns back. Woman, what are you up to this time? They have been talking with Lin Luoran for a long time. The fire phoenix doesn't put on airs anymore. She no longer calls Lin Your Majesty. When it comes to Lin Luoran, the silverfish is gentle and timid, while the fire phoenix always attacks Lin Luoran. Lin Luoran ignores it. Little fish, do you know about the interstellar transmission circle? Is it the kind that teleports people to other planets? The silverfish asks the fire phoenix to swing higher and higher. Obviously, the question doesn't catch its attention. I've been there before. I forgot the way. I've forgotten a lot of things since I woke up. It's so strange. Lin Luoran can't lose her temper because she hasn't received any news yet. One of the main reasons why the fire phoenix doesn't treat her well is that she killed the silverfish when it was in the chaos of wisdom. That's why the silverfish lost its memory and inheritance and became as simple-minded as a little girl. Lin Luoran's words make her burst into tears. In fact, it is the silverfish that swallowed the bead. Well, it is her fault that she took the ice grass that the little silverfish has been guarding for a long time. Is she going to challenge the silverfish to a duel after it finishes its evolution? To be honest, she only followed the silverfish because it was so fast. If she knew it was a mutant, she would have run away as fast as she could. Hearing that the silverfish forgot the way and the fire phoenix is staring at her, Lin Luoran feels that she is out of the space. She remembers that the first symptom was the peony given by Fatty Chui. If she can figure out the origin of the peony, she will have some clues about where the Reiki swallowing bug came from. If she can investigate it step by step, she may find out the location of the interstellar transmission circle. Lin Luoran feels out the jade stairs. The star atlas she once saw is already so dazzling. How vast is the real starry sky? Did the nascent soul cultivators go to other planets through the teleportation array? Would that place be a fertile land for cultivation? These questions are bothering Lin Luoran. Her mood is up and down. just like when she first learned that there are other cultivators on the earth. She always yearns for the starry sky above her head. In the space, the silverfish is done swinging. It suddenly makes a sound of surprise. The fire phoenix asks it what's wrong. The silverfish pats its back with its tail. Did she just ask me about the interstellar transmission circle? I don't remember the way, but I suddenly remember the general direction. Well, forget it. Her personal ability is so low. If she can't come back, there will be no one to talk to us. The fire phoenix says disdainfully, it's just a short distance. You latecomers don't need the transmission circle. Why don't you just fly out? The silverfish is not angry. Without the transmission circle, we will be hurt. Why didn't you leave when you remembered the transmission circle? I heard from that woman that the Earth is now a waste star. There are no big monsters. The silverfish thinks for a long time but can't remember. It giggles, I forgot. Forgetting who she used to be and why she stayed, the carefree silverfish also feels sad. Chapter 285. The pot of nature's masterpiece that Fatty Chui gave to Li Shu was given to him by a jade merchant who had dealings with him. However, Fatty Chui didn't like flowers and plants, and Lucy was too naughty. It would be a waste to leave such a famous flower at home, so he gave it to Li Shi. My friend told me that he bought it from a new flower shop opposite the temple of the Marquis of Wu. Is it fake? Lin Luoran is speechless. Fatty Chui is used to selling jade, so it has become a habit for him to doubt the authenticity of something. Of course the flower is real. It's of good quality, so I'm going to visit the shop owner again. Do you know the specific address? Fatty Chui laughs and says, go ahead. It's easy to find. It's in the alley diagonally opposite the temple of the Marquis of Wu. The shop owner's surname is Yang, and she's quite young. You can ask her. In fact, his friend said that the young female shop owner is more interesting than the flower. Otherwise, why would he spend so much money on a pot of peony that he knows nothing about? Lin Luoran gets the address and makes an appointment with Li Shi to see the flower. They drive to the flower shop. It's not far. The alley is quite lively. As Fatty Chui said, it's easy to find the flower shop because this is the only flower shop selling potted plants in the alley. There are not many people looking at the flowers. Lin Luoran takes a look at the flowers on display outside. The prices range from hundreds to thousands of yuan. Nowadays, one can buy a small potted plant for 10 yuan to decorate a house. People who don't really love flowers can't accept the high-end flowers that cost a month's salary. Lin Luoran sees two old men staring at an orchid with a magnifying glass. It seems that they are trying to confirm the authenticity of the species. There are indeed many tourists looking at the flowers from afar. The flowers are delicate, and they may break the leaves or even the flowers. People who look at the flowers up close have the purchasing power. Therefore, the shop owner is really free. Seeing Lin Luoran and Li Shi are coming in, the young shop owner hesitates for a while and then smiles and says, please feel free to take a look. Lin Luoran turns her eyes from the orchid to the shop owner. The shop owner is young, in his early 20s. Ordinary people will be impressed by his looks. However, Lin Luoran has seen many beauties in the world of cultivation. White Fairy is extremely beautiful, Xian Yuanping is also beautiful, and Li Shi can be the queen of the entertainment circle even if she doesn't know how to act. However, the shop owner, how to put it? None of her facial features is particularly outstanding, but she looks comfortable. Especially the looming dimples when she talks, she looks very amiable. Her qi and blood are the same as ordinary people. Lin Luoran is worried. Lin Luoran never feels close to someone just because of their appearance. The only exception is Xian Yuanping. When Xian Yuanping talks and smiles, Lin Luoran's family is totally defenseless. Lin Luoran has suffered a great loss, which is still fresh in her memory. Here's the thing. My sister likes flowers and plants very much. Someone sent her a peony a few days ago. The peony's leaves are withering. We tried many ways to cure it, but it didn't work. So, I want to ask the shop owner if there is any way to cure it. Oh, I forgot to tell you. My friend said it was bought in your shop. Lin Luoran's words sound like an unreasonable person who blames the seller for the illness of the flower. If they are not women, the two old men would stand up and say something fair. Yang Lisha smiles and asks politely, "Dear customer, my surname is Yang. Do you remember when you bought the pot of flour? We have a record of all the goods we sell. Of course, even if you bought it from another shop, I can still check it for you." It's a perfect answer. Yang Lisha's response makes the customers in the shop nod secretly and sigh at the girl's generosity. Lin Luoran is surprised. "Someone else gave it to me. I really don't remember when I bought it." Yang Lisha keeps the smile on her face. "It doesn't matter if you can't remember. Can you tell me more about the symptoms?" "I don't know anything about it. All I know is that the leaves are withering and yellow." Lin Luoran is really like a layman who has money but doesn't know how to spend it. Seeing the two old men finally show an expression, Lin Luoran adds, "But I brought the flour." Can you take it out and show it to Miss Yang?" The comes in with a pot of withered peony in her arms. The two old men peek at it and whisper, "It looks like the famous Yangzhou peony we bought last time. It turns out that we sold it to them. It's a pity that it's like this." Li Shir's words hit Li Shir's sore spot. She doesn't care about respecting the old and stares at the two old men who talk too much. Yang Lisha's eyes brighten up when she sees the peony. She says, "It was sold in the shop. I'm afraid that aphids are eating the roots. If you trust me, you can leave the peony here. I'll kill all the aphids in a few days and raise the flower to be more healthy. You can come back to pick it up." While she is talking, she blocks the unlocked door of the backyard. Lin Luoran is taller, so she sees many more valuable flowers in the yard. There is a big tree in the yard. It looks like the acacia tree Lin Luoran has seen in a picture book before. The two old men are singing praises for the owner of the shop, saying that she is good at growing flowers and that most of the flowers here are cultivated by her. Li Shir wants to say something, but Lin Luoran nods and says yes. Lin Luoran leaves her address and contact information. She orders a few pots of flowers and leaves the shop. Li Shir has been with Lin Luoran for a long time. She knows that Lin Luoran doesn't just come to return the flowers. Li Shir doesn't say anything until the car is far away. Lin Luoran creates a mini-world to block the outside world. Li Shir takes a deep breath and asks, "Sister, are we going to do something?" "You've made some progress." Li Shir pouts. "I'm not a 3-year-old kid." "Sister, is the shop owner also a cultivator? Is she a devil cultivator? I don't see it at all." Lin Luoran chuckles. "I don't see it either." Li Shir's eyes light up. "Then there must be something wrong." Yes, there must be something wrong if Lin Luoran can't see anything. At such a young age, he came across a flower shop that only sold expensive flowers and plants. Wasn't he afraid of thieves coveting it? The acacia tree in the backyard is full of wood reiki, nourishing all the flowers in the yard. However, the shop owner Yang has no personal ability at all. The reiki-devouring bug entered Lin's house by hiding in a peony that was sold. Why didn't the reiki-devouring bug choose the acacia tree, which is full of wood reiki? Instead, it sucked the ordinary peony. There is only one explanation. It was raised by the shop owner, so it didn't dare to touch the acacia tree without the owner's permission. Lin Luoran takes a look at the name card. Yang Lisha. It's really an ordinary name. However, the mystery will be solved tonight. Lin Luoran thinks of the reiki-devouring bug she left at home. Miss Yang will come to her if she can't find it. She wonders if the moonlight is good tonight. Soon after Lin Luoran leaves, Yang Lisha closes the door early today. She pulls out the peony and turns over the soil carefully. "You little thing, you are hiding in the peony. I almost sold you. Fortunately, the two little cultivators didn't know you and sent you back because they couldn't cure the flower." The two little cultivators indeed don't know the reiki-devouring bug, but Lin Luoran has 2 living dictionaries in her space. Yang Lisha has no way to know, but she soon frowns. The soil in the flower pot is scattered on the ground, but there is no trace of the reiki-devouring bug. Yang Lisha doesn't suspect Lin Luoran yet. She frowns because she thinks the reiki-devouring bug is hiding in someone else's house. Thinking of Lin Luoran's personal ability, Yang Lisha suddenly comes to her senses. She takes the address book and looks at it. Her frown gradually disappears. "It's you." Fate has brought us together. She replants the peony and moves it under the acacia tree. She washes her hands and sweeps a ladybug off the trunk. I didn't expect to find the person so soon. Although he is not the owner, he is not far from it. Voidy, are you helping me? The acacia tree with a name stands quietly in the yard and doesn't respond to Yang Lisha's question. Yang Lisha stands under the tree for a while. She seems to want to blink back the tears in her eyes and raises her head. Night falls quickly. Li Shi is too excited to sleep. She is driven to sleep by Lin Luoran and peeks outside the window. Lin Luoran makes a pot of scented tea on the stone table in the front yard. The koi fish in the fish tank jump out of the water from time to time to fight for the peanuts Lin Luoran throws into the tank. The peanuts are plump. They can be eaten today even if they were ordered yesterday. They are products of the space. Seeing the koi fish go crazy again, Lin Luoran can imagine how they taste. Lin Luoran feels that the protective circle she has worked so hard to set up is moved. Before the attack circle of the water circle can exert its power, it becomes dim again. The figure who appears on the wall seems to be just an ordinary person. Everything is just a lie told by the circle. Seeing that Lin Luoran is sitting in the yard and drinking tea, as if she is not surprised at all, the figure pauses and jumps off the wall. Are you waiting for me? Does the female cultivator see through Lin Luoran? Yang Lisha hesitates for a while. Then she sits down and pours herself a cup of scented tea. The tea is delicious, but she still doesn't believe that the female cultivator has seen through her. Lin Luoran puts the bamboo tube on the stone table and says with a faint smile, I also know that you are here for it. Yang Lisha is not surprised. It turns out that you also know the Reiki swallowing bug. Since you have it, why are you willing to take it out? In the current environment where Reiki is scarce, a spirit mine is thousands of times more valuable than before. Reiki swallowing bug is such a good helper. Lin Luoran takes a sip of tea. Chapter 286. Lin Luoran stares at Yang Lisha's expression and doesn't want to miss any emotion. After hearing what Lin Luoran says, Yang Lisha's expression becomes very strange. She wants to laugh but doesn't. It's hard for her to hold back her laughter. Yang Lisha shows her dimples again. I don't know what you are talking about. What a perfect and ignorant expression. Li Shi hides in the dark and doesn't understand what Lin Luoran is talking about. Lin's house is so quiet tonight. Except for the two people in the yard, there is no sound. Why are Mr. Lin and Yuan Yi sleeping so soundly? Lin Luoran doesn't force her. She refills her cup of tea. Should I call you Miss Yang or Senior Yang? It's so strange that I can't see through your personal ability. Lin Luoran can't see through Yang Lisha's personal ability even with her clear eyes. She feels that she is very bold to pluck the hair of a tiger. You don't look like a cultivator. Maybe you are something else? Lin Luoran murmurs to herself. Yang Lisha is covered with the fragrance of various flowers and plants. It doesn't smell bad, but Lin Luoran feels that there is another fragrance that she is very familiar with. Yang Lisha takes the bamboo tube on the table with one hand. It's late. I won't bother you anymore. I'll send you the flowers you ordered another day. Lin Luoran doesn't stop her from taking the Reiki-devouring worm. Yang Lisha stops and turns back with a smile. Are you going to let me go like this? If I were you, I would walk faster. The acacia tree in your backyard is full of Reiki. Don't you worry that people will want to steal it? Yang Lisha is stunned for a moment. She finally can't help but say, despicable. This bold female cultivator doesn't want to ask about the interstellar transmission circle at all, but wants to steal the acacia tree. She flew up like a leaf and landed lightly on the wall. She didn't look like the shop owner who was a girl next door during the day. She looked like a fairy when she moved her hands and feet. You care so much about the tree. How can you let it be contaminated by the mortal world? It's so strange. Lin Luoran seems to be talking to herself. The figure on the wall pauses for a moment and then disappears instantly. Lin Luoran's left hand, which is hidden under the table, quickly presses the shortcut button on her mobile phone. In the backyard of the flower shop, Yuan Ye's phone vibrates. He says to Mr. Lin, who is still staring at the acacia tree, "Oh, she is back. We have to run, Grandmaster." Mr. Lin quickly breaks off a small branch and hides it in his arms. He jumps over the wall with Yuan Yi. The vines on the wall wrap around them automatically. Yuan Yi quickly sets them on fire. The plants are afraid of fire and shrink back. Yuan Yi and Mr. Lin drive 2 cars and escape in 2 directions. After passing through the barbecue stalls on the food street, cultivators could also be stained with the smell of barbecue. Who said that the mortal world was bad? Without the bustle of this 10 miles ocean square, it would be too inconvenient to escape. Mr. Lin and Yuan Yi come back from the tiger's mouth and meet Lin Luoran in the backyard. The acacia branch still has 2 flower buds. Except for the abnormal Reiki, Lin Luoran really can't see anything unusual. Could it be that she was thinking too much? How can the Reiki of an acacia tree be as rich as that of the 1,000-year-old ginseng in her space? As for that Miss Yang, she managed to sneak in without alerting the array. It's so worrying. Lin Luoran feels that she is in trouble again. Yang Lisha blushes with anger at the broken branch. The sap has not dried yet. She can still sense the breath of 2 cultivators. They obviously haven't been gone for a long time. However, after following the breath and passing through the crowd, it is mixed with all kinds of smells and turbid air. She can't tell them apart. The vines on the wall still have burn marks, but none of the flower pots in the yard are overturned. The cultivators didn't hurt the vines. It can be seen that most of them are here to test the composition. Has she lost her vigilance because she hasn't been in the human world for a long time? Yang Lisha takes out the bamboo tube. The Reiki-devouring bug is normal. It's all your fault, little thing. You ran around. But why is the Reiki in that house peaceful? Voidy, should I kill them all and move you there? We don't have to move anymore. Well, you don't like it when I kill people. Let's think of something else. Yang Lisha talks to the acacia tree. She tears a piece of cloth from her clothes and wraps the wound on the acacia tree with it. She ties a bough on it. The cloth flutters in the night wind. It's getting late. Yang Lisha yawns. It's so troublesome to be a human. I still need to sleep. She complains and stomps her feet. She turns into a green vine under the moonlight and twines around the acacia tree. Rong Donglin, who is hiding in the best room of a star hotel, is scared and drops his binoculars. He shrinks back to the bed and says, "What kind of people did Sister Lin ask me to see? No, they are not people at all. No, I have to check out." The receptionist has seen many people check in at midnight, but she rarely sees a person checking in and checking out at midnight. It's really luxurious to spend thousands of yuan on a room for a few hours. Rong is so stupefied that he can't see the girl's flirtatious look. He checks out, carries the binoculars provided by Lieutenant Colonel Lu, sneaks out of the room and takes a taxi to Lin's house. You mean Yang Lisha turned into a green vine? Lin Luoran guesses that Rong didn't see anything good since he is so scared. But it's too ridiculous. Lin Luoran doesn't want to believe that there are monsters in the world, but the crazy Taoist has just told her about Dilia syrup. It is much more difficult for a plant to transform into a human shape than a monster bat. If she messes with a monster that obtained Dilia syrup thousands of years ago, Lin Luoran would rather believe that Rong is fooled by a camouflage spell. However, when Huang Weijian comes the next day, Lin Luoran can't lie to herself anymore. Huang's bald pen starts to vibrate again. Lin Luoran's lips are dry. What's going on? Huang Weijian picks up the acacia branch and says with certainty, there is monster Reiki on it. Speaking of which, he has been cultivating for so many years, but he never believed that there were monsters in this world. Ever since he got involved with the Lin family, the bald pen has shaken 3 times. Recently, Ma Mingchang's catchphrase, "You are an auspicious sign," seems to be referring to Sister Lin. How can she attract so many monsters if she doesn't have the temperament of an auspicious sign? Lin Luoran takes the acacia branch and goes to Mount Qingqing immediately. The collapsed Qingqing Taoist temple has been cleaned up. Lin Luoran stands there feeling lost. The crazy Taoist said that Lu Zheng's personal ability was too low and he wanted to take him to a quiet place to cultivate. Lin Luoran was the one who sent them there. How could she forget in such a hurry? Come to think of it, this flower shop is new. It was opened after the crazy Taoist left with Lu Zheng. Lin Luoran takes out a paper crane given by the crazy Taoist. This is the paper crane with the crazy Taoist's spiritual mind. According to him, no matter where he is in the world, this paper crane can find him. Lin Luoran finds a pen and writes down what she wants on it. She puts a leaf of the acacia tree in it and makes a few gestures. The paper crane flies up in her palm and slowly passes through the dense forest to the west. The turbid air in the city makes the wings of the paper crane a little heavy. It slows down and stops on a ginkgo tree. Young Lisha comes out with a pot of nature's crafts. She suddenly looks up at the ginkgo tree on the street. She smiles. With a thought, the paper crane flies to Yang Lisha as if it is pulled by an invisible string. It falls in Yang Lisha's hand. The paper crane still wants to escape, but Yang Lisha blows at it. Its wings fall down and it can't fly anymore. Seeing Yang Lisha holding the paper crane in a daze, the owner of the Tibetan jewelry shop smiles and shakes her head. "You are so childish. Who would believe that you are a girl who runs your own shop?" Yang Lisha puts the paper crane in her pocket. "Sister Dong, did you pick up the herbs I gave you the day before yesterday?" The owner takes Yang Lisha's hand. "Oh Yang, you are not only kind-hearted but also capable. I only took 2 doses of the herbs and I had a good sleep last night." "Hey, are you also taking the herbs? Why do you smell like herbs?" Yang Lisha raises her sleeve and smells it. "Ah, it's the schisandra I planted in the backyard. I don't even know the sap is on my clothes." They chat for a while. Yang Lisha tells Sister Dong that she has to deliver the goods and asks her to keep an eye on the shop for a while. She carries the peony and other pots of flowers to the car and drives to the folk street. She takes the paper crane out of her pocket. The acacia leaf falls down before she reads the letter. Yang Lisha unfolds the letter and turns it into ashes after reading it. She opens the window and blows the ashes away. Chapter 287. Lin Luoran is worried. Everyone in the Lin family knows that the new owner of the flower shop opposite the temple of the Marquis of Wu is a monster vine. Luodong and Luodong are both thinking about the story of a scholar studying at night and the fairy turning into a woman. Luodong doesn't know what's going on and he is looking forward to it. Huang Weijian needs to calm down. He has been educated since he was a child. Although he doesn't kill every monster he sees, the fact that the bald pen is trembling shows that the monster is not a good one. Li Shi'er stares at her surviving peony and murmurs. She now feels that Lin Luoran's words are so predictable. Who used to believe that there was a peony fairy in the world? Now it was just a green vine monster. Li Shi'er thinks that the monster named Yang Lisha is easy to talk to. If Lin Luoran doesn't stop her, she would like to get close to her. Mr. Lin also says that there is nothing special in the flower shop. Yuan Yi is the only one who is on Lin Luoran's side. Yuan Yi is also worried. Looking at the naive Lin family, the master and the apprentice are speechless. The timing of the monster vine's appearance is so coincidental. The crazy Taoist used to be in our city. Although he is not Lin Luoran's real master, everyone mistakenly thinks so, which makes Lin Luoran more confident in everything she does. Now, as soon as the crazy Taoist leaves, an unknown monster shows up. Who will believe that she comes here unprepared? At this critical moment, Yuan Yi is much smarter than the rest of the Lin family. "Grandmaster, I think the monster vine is more powerful than it looks." Lin Luoran nods. "Tell me what you think." Yuan Yi carefully recalls what happened last night. "It was easy for us to climb in. We didn't encounter any magic circles or anything like that. If the Grandmaster didn't break an acacia tree before we left, we wouldn't even have the last vine to block us." It can be seen that the monster named Yang is very powerful. She is not afraid of cultivators sneaking in, so she doesn't bother to set up any defense. Besides, she takes the acacia tree very seriously. If we had bad intentions towards the tree last night, we would have been more than just entangled by the vines. Yuan Yi pauses and Lin Luoran signals him to go on. "What I find strange is that the acacia tree is probably more than 1,000 years old. It has abundant reiki, but it is dying. Since the vine monster values it so much, it should find a place with abundant reiki to raise it. Maybe it can live for a few more years. How can it be contaminated by the turbid Reiki in the city? Unless, in this place, there's something worthy of the acacia tree taking the risk. For example, Master. Yuan Yi finishes his words and looks at the flourishing backyard of Lin's house. The lush fruit trees, delicious vegetables, medicinal herbs in the bamboo forest, and the abundant and auspicious Reiki of Lin's house are all arranged by Lin Luoren. Turning ordinary vegetables into spirit vegetables. Is this the secret skill of her school? It was because of this secret technique that he was able to refine pills, set up formations, and cultivate. Yuan Yi is proud of the power of his school, but these things may also attract the coveting of others. He came for her. Actually, she had already thought of this. Reiki will attract others' attention sooner or later. Now a monster has come to her. Grandmaster, I have a request. Yuan Yi has a glib tongue. Except for the day when he was apprenticed to Lin Luoran, he has rarely been so serious. Lin Luoran stares at him in surprise. He bows and says, Grandmaster, please accept Zheng Tian as your apprentice. Grandmaster, please accept Zheng Tian as your apprentice. Yuan Yi bows deeply and says this sentence 3 times in a row. Lin Luoran is slightly moved. Has this cheap apprentice, whom she has not invested much effort in, integrated into Lin's family faster than she thought? Zheng Tian and Lin's family are too close, so Yuan Yi begs her to accept Zheng Tian. He is not interceding for Zheng Tian at all. He is trying to pull Zheng Tian into the same boat. Yuan Yi is smarter than she thinks. He may have figured out that the crazy Taoist is not her grandmaster. Therefore, Yuan Yi only calls him senior when they meet occasionally. That's why Yuan Yi calls Mr. Lin grandmaster. Yuan Yi, I've thought of a set of sword spells. Would you like to learn it? Yuan Yi raises his head. His eyebrows are raised because of surprise. His young face loses most of its straightforwardness and becomes angular. Of course, I'll obey your order. Miss Yang, it's cold at night. You'd better cover yourself with the quilt. Lin Luoran says. She kicks away Li Shi, who wants to see the monster vine, and asks her to pay the bill with cash. Yang Lisha closes her eyes and feels the environment of Lin's house. She is satisfied. Didn't Jiang Shang teach you to respect your seniors? Jiang Shang the Taoist? The name is so strange that Lin Luoran is puzzled. Yang Lisha takes out a piece of dry acacia leaf and puts it on the table. Lin Luoran suddenly gets an idea. Is Jiang Shang talking about the crazy Taoist? The female monster intercepts her paper crane. Lin Luoran rolls her eyes. Miss Yang and Grandmaster? She feels sorry for the crazy Taoist. She has to use his name to bluff people again. Yang Lisha doesn't answer. Instead, she asks, do you want to go to the interstellar transmission circle? Lin Luoran has no reason to lie. She nods naturally. Catching 2 Reiki-devouring bugs is not the most important thing. The Reiki on the earth is getting worse and worse. If she wants to cultivate to the level of gathering vitality with only a little Reiki, even if she can cheat with the sacred bead, what about the rest of the Lin family? Since Lin Luoran has chosen to take them to cultivate, her sense of responsibility doesn't allow her to abandon the people of Lin's family, even Yuan Yi, who has just been recognized. Therefore, it is necessary for Lin Luoran to find the interstellar transmission circle and prepare an escape route. Who knows if the sacred bead will fail? Even if it is wrong to prepare for a rainy day, it is not always wrong. Yang Lisha stares at Lin Lun. I can tell you. I can even take you there. But I have 2 conditions. Tell me. Lin Luoran sees Li Shi looking out of the window again and dragging her eldest apprentice to eavesdrop. Lin Luoran doesn't want to talk to her and creates a mini-world. Yang Lisha shakes the teacup on the table. Lin Luoran takes a glance and finds that Yang Lisha's fingers are slender and boneless. They don't look like hands that deal with soil and flowers every day. As a woman, Lin Luoran is amazed. What she sees may not be Yang Lisha's real face. Lin Luoran suddenly has this idea. Looking at Yang Lisha's innocent face, she feels a little scared. There are good and bad people in the world. Not all plants and trees are good people. Lin Luoran must be careful. Yang Lisha picks up a honeysuckle flower used to make tea in the cup. The flower stands up on her fingertips. Green vines wrap around it and spread in the living room. The vines are full of honeysuckle flowers, and the air is full of fragrance. Lin Luoran thinks that Yang Lisha is going to attack her, but the vines disappear instantly. What Lin Luoran sees is a dry flower in Yang Lisha's fingertips. Lin Luoran is still wondering if what she saw just now is an illusion or reality. Yang Lisha smiles gently. The two dimples on her cheeks are sweet and charming. The first condition is that my favorite acacia tree needs to be transplanted to your house temporarily. No! Lin Luoran refuses without thinking. The interstellar transmission circle is very important, but it is not enough for Lin Luoran to take the risk of being attacked from inside and outside in the future. If Yang Lisha's favorite tree moves in first, she can go in and out of Lin's house at any time. Lin Luoran will have no more secrets. Then we have nothing to talk about. Yang Lisha puts down the teacup and looks like she doesn't want to stay any longer. But Lin Luoran drags the last word. There are other ways to save your acacia tree. I can help you buy some time. Can I exchange it for the information about the interstellar transmission circle? If it doesn't work, I won't go. Besides, I have a master. It's just that my personal ability is too low to ask the Grandmaster about the location of the transmission circle. Yang Lisha laughs and bends over. How arrogant you are. But you are wrong about one thing. Jiang Shang, the stinky Taoist, doesn't know the location of the transmission circle either. Otherwise, he would have risked his life to break it even if there was only a glimmer of hope. Lin Luoran's heart turns cold. The interstellar transmission circle may not be a common thing that everyone knows. Maybe the gathering vitality cultivator really left through it. Lin Luoran puts herself in his shoes. If she has the personal ability of the crazy Taoist and hasn't made a breakthrough for many years, she will also try to break it after knowing the location. Although she may die, it is better than staying on an abandoned cultivation planet and slowly turning into a cup of thin soil. The only thing I can accept is the compromise I mentioned just now. If you are willing to take a step back, we can talk about your second condition. Yang Lisha thinks for a while and doesn't insist. The second condition is that I want the soul wood. Don't rush to deny it. Jiang Shang, the stinky Taoist, stole some Reiki materials from me. He must have used them to accelerate the growth of the soul wood. Yang Lisha's real purpose is revealed when the real intention is revealed. Lin Luoran stares at her as if she has seen a ghost. The crazy Taoist stole other people's Reiki materials. No wonder he hid the soul wood together with Baojia with the yin and yang dust circle. No wonder he said that day that he was afraid that someone would drag Baojia out of the soul wood and put him in it. Lin Luoran feels like vomiting blood because the old Taoist doesn't play by the rules. The crazy Taoist has run away, so the monster comes to her. Lin Luoran really wants to slap herself. Just now she took the initiative to call the crazy Taoist her grandmaster. How can she get rid of him now? The monster seems to have a good temper. Will she really not turn against her? Chapter 288. Calm down, calm down. No one knows that she has a second piece of soul wood. This is her trump card. She can't just use the information of the interstellar transmission circle to exchange for it. The soul wood is a holy wood. Do you really think that the information of the interstellar transmission circle is enough to exchange for it? It was really reckless to negotiate with a demon. But if she kept giving in, it was hard to guarantee that the female demon would not feel that she was weak and could be bullied. Then she would snatch the soul cultivation wood away. At that time, she would not get anything and could do nothing. Yang Lisha is a little surprised. I heard that you used the soul wood to save one of your best friends. Are you willing to exchange it for information? You human beings are really a cold-blooded race. She doesn't even want to pretend to smile. Her tone is full of contempt. Lin Luoran doesn't refute. She will not tell the monster that the soul wood has already been used on Baojia. Now even the crazy Taoist can't open the interstellar transmission circle. You don't care about other things. Anyway, I can find you a piece of soul wood. What else can you exchange it for except the interstellar transmission circle? There is no second piece of soul wood in the Dragon Palace. Female cultivator, it seems that you still have many secrets that you don't want others to know. Young Lisha's tone is very different from her childish face. While talking, her slender fingers suddenly turn into vines and wrap around Lin Luoran's neck. Lin Luoran clearly sees the vines coming at her in slow motion. Every step can be seen by her eyes, but she still can't escape from the vines. It is really strange. The monster doesn't kill her immediately, but Lin Luoran feels aggrieved. If you kill me, no one in the world can find you a second piece of soul wood. I'm afraid that you will die watching the acacia tree run out of Reiki. Yang Lisha tightens the vines. Damn Jiang Shang. He even told you this. Of course, the crazy Taoist doesn't tell her anything. She just annoys Fire Phoenix with the acacia tree. Ao Jiao doesn't care about her at all. Seeing that Lin Luoran is tied up by Yang Lisha, she suddenly tells her this because she feels embarrassed. Lin Luoran repeats what Fire Phoenix said. Grandmaster didn't tell me anything. I'm afraid you have to tell me where you got the information about the Dragon Palace. Otherwise, it would be too insincere for us to cooperate. Lin Luoran touches the vines around her neck. There is a trace of strange fire on her fingertips. Yang Lisha lets out a low cry and retracts the vines. Lin Luoran looks at the huge blister between Yang's thumb and index finger on her left hand and smiles with satisfaction. No one is easy to bully when she is angry. Yang Lisha uses force without any explanation. In Lin Luoran's opinion, she can only burn the monster to make it even. Yang Lisha is angry. Whether you can find the second soul wood or not, I can't get enough Reiki materials in a short time. So, it can only be the one used by your friend. Choose your mother or your friend. I'm afraid you have to think about it yourself. Lin Luoran's heart beats faster. She stands up. What do you mean? Yang Lisha pops the blister between her thumb and index finger without raising her head. I met many Taoists on my way here. I cured an old Taoist daughter's hand, and he told me a lot of interesting information. You humans are so troublesome. Why do you need to talk about the Taoist root in cultivation? Do you understand what I mean? Huizhu. The monster she met is the old Taoist Huizhu. She cured Xan Yuanping's hand, so she knows about the Dragon Palace and Mount Penglai in the Chronicle of the Nine Provinces. She also knows that Huizhu is upset about the fact that Mrs. Lin doesn't have the Taoist root. Damn it. Yang Lisha's words all hit Lin Luoran's weak spot. Lin Luoran doesn't know whether letting Huizhu go is her retribution, so this monster comes to make things difficult for her, or whether she is kind enough to let Huizhu get the clue of Mount Penglai. It must be the latter. Family is the most important thing for Lin Luoran. If she is lucky enough to be with her family, it doesn't matter if this monster makes things difficult for her. Yang Lisha stares at Lin Luoran with a faint smile on her face. We monsters of would have an ancient book, but it was accidentally lost in the interstellar transmission circle. But Mount Penglai has it. It depends on whether you are willing to sacrifice your mother or your best friend. Sacrifice? Why does she have to sacrifice anyone? She has the second soul wood. How many years can the acacia tree wait? Yang Lisha raises two slender fingers. 20 years. 20 years, more than 7,000 days. Lin Luoran can even make the soul wood in her space mature. No, Mrs. Lin is just immortal. If there are more troubles in Mount Penglai, Lin Luoran can't allow anything to happen to her. Yang Lisha is a little depressed. Not 20 years, but 2 years. If she really has 20 years, she can collect Reiki materials again. It is not difficult. There is no need to drag a person who shares the same fate as her out of the soul wood. She is worried that Voidy will be unhappy if she wakes up. 5 years. I am sure I can extend the life of your tree by 5 years. If the information from Mount Penglai is accurate, I can give you a 3,000-year-old soul wood in 7 years. If you think it's okay, we can make a 7-year agreement. If it's not okay, then forget it. Lin Luoran's palms are all sweaty. She can't give up Baojia for Mrs. Lin. After 7 years, the soul wood in her space will be 3,500 years old. If the monster still thinks it's not okay, Lin Luoran has no choice but to believe that there are some ancient books of monsters of wood in the interstellar transmission circle. Lin Luoran chooses the second best and chooses to find the interstellar transmission circle first. It is already beyond Yang Lisha's expectation that the tree can extend her life by 5 years. The female cultivator in front of her does have a secret skill in cultivating spirit wood. 3,000-year-old soul wood. 3,000-year-old soul wood without catalysis seems to be more useful for Voidy who has been delayed for too long. Yang Lisha stands up and laughs. You have successfully convinced me about the 7-year agreement. The consequences of lying to me will be very serious. Lin Luoran smiles and gently says 2 words, same here. Yang, is this your friend? Ms. Dong, the owner of the Tibetan jewelry store, looks at Lin Luoran up and down. Yang's friend is really beautiful and noble. It's getting dark and the flower shop of Yang's family is closed. Yang Lisha answers the boss's wife and turns around to open the door. Sister Dong pulls Lin Luoran aside. Yang is just a little girl. It's not safe for her to sell expensive flowers and trees alone. Why don't you persuade her to hire 2 assistants? Lin Luoran smiles reservedly. She has learned kickboxing. Ordinary men can't get close to her. Ms. Dong stares at Yang Lisha's back suspiciously. She really can't tell that Yang has learned kickboxing, but she is relieved now. Lin Luoran follows Yang Lisha into the flower shop. This monster gets along well with her neighbor. Lin Luoran doesn't know what she is up to. Most of the backyard is covered by the branches and leaves of the acacia tree. The night is about to fall, which makes the place even more spooky. Yang Lisha murmurs to herself while holding the tree trunk. Then she turns her head and says, now we can start the first step of our agreement. Lin Luoran nods and takes out a bottle of transparent liquid. It is the concentrated spring water in the space. Since the spring water can help the fleece flower picked up from the vegetable market deal with the turbid air of the gray fog everywhere in the world, there is no reason why it can't save the acacia tree. The acacia tree is indeed in danger of collapsing, but the turbid air is also a big factor. Just like when Baojia was dying on the operating table, the gray fog desperately rushed into Baojia's body, bullying the weak and fearing the weak. The situation of the acacia tree is the same. Lin Luoran carefully pours the concentrated spring water on the trunk of the acacia tree. The spring water is absorbed by the acacia tree in the blink of an eye. In Lin Luoran's clear eyes, the green vitality of the tree is nourished and has the power to fight against the turbid air again. The acacia tree, which should have bloomed long ago, blooms its first bud. Yang Lisha can't hide her astonishment. What did you pour on Voidy? She has been controlling the acacia tree to bloom. Such a splendid tree will exhaust the last vitality of Voidy. But just now, a stream of vitality suddenly emerged from the tree and broke the confinement force she planted on Voidy. The vitality in Voidy's body is rejuvenated. It can only last for a few years. You should know that in order to really save it, except for the soul wood, all the other things are like drinking poison to quench thirst. Lin Luoran puts the bottle away. I've finished the first step. We can get ready to go to the interstellar transmission circle. Lin Luoran suddenly stops talking. Yang Lisha falls on the tree with her shoulders shaking. Chapter 289. Lin Luoran doesn't want to explore the interstellar transmission circle anymore. She wants to find the ancient books left by the monsters of wood and Mount Penglai to help her mother build the Taoist route. Yang Lisha says that it is very dangerous in the interstellar transmission circle. Lin Luoran doesn't want to get others involved. She wants to go alone with Yang Lisha. However, the female monster laughs at her plan. Do you think that the interstellar transmission circle is as small as your back garden? Trust me, you need a team to work together. Because of her temperament, Yang Lisha's slightly sarcastic tone makes people feel that good medicine tastes bitter to the mouth. Lin Luoran thinks for a while and decides to make the news public. The interstellar transmission circle may be the last hope of cultivators on the Earth. There is no need to hide this secret. In a conference room in the Fragrant Hills villa of the Mu family in the capital. When Lin Luoran and Master Mu are discussing it, half of them are in favor of the younger generation going. Minister Chen almost smashes his teacup on Lin Luoran's face. Lin Luoran, You want to bury all of us in the interstellar transmission circle. The existence of the interstellar transmission circle is enough to make people feel emotional. Master Gua murmurs, if we don't go and have a look, I'm afraid that the younger generation won't even have the courage to explore it when we are old. Master Gua's words make everyone silent. If even they don't have the courage to explore, what's the difference between knowing the information of the interstellar transmission circle and not getting it? Master Mu stands up to support his old friend first. My Xiaolu will definitely go. Master Gua says that he will go in person. The head of the Wen family hesitates for a while and decides to take a few promising disciples of the Wen family. Lin Luoran looks at the quarrel in the living room and coughs. According to the information I got, that place is a space crack. It is not much safer than the secret land. With our personal abilities, we are courting death if we try to use the interstellar transmission circle. However, if we just explore the periphery, it will be dangerous, but we may gain a lot. I think that the cultivators can pass through the interstellar transmission circle with their bodies and protected by magic weapons. If we find the key point of interstellar transmission circle, why can't we get out of the Earth with the power of technology? Why can't we rely on the power of science and technology to get out of Earth? The people sitting there were the backbone of the cultivation world in Huaxia. It was not that they had never thought of leaving Earth and looking for fertile land for cultivation, but the reality was that even the technological superpower on the other side of the ocean had only just been able to send people to the moon. Technology was technology, and cultivation was cultivation. These were two completely different civilizations. To some extent, it was precisely after the Third Industrial Revolution that the wanton destruction of the environment almost extinguished the last spark of cultivation, causing the two civilizations to be unable to coexist. In a sense, the current so-called technological civilization is even a regression compared to the brilliant cultivation civilization of Huaxia in the past. Lin Luoran clicks on a document on the computer. It is the well-known classic of mountains and seas on the big screen. She sorts out her thoughts. I always feel that there is a gap in the whole history. From the ancient ancestors to the War of Gods investiture of the Shang and Zhou dynasties, the earliest myths and legends about immortals flying in the sky and the earth seem to be only a few thousand years ago. However, as far as I know, no one has seen a divinization cultivator above gathering vitality 2,000 years ago. What Lin Luoran said was actually based on facts. White Fairy died in the secret land 1,000 years ago, and it took her another 600 years to reach the gathering vitality period. She also had teachers. If she had seen a divinization cultivator, she would have told White Fairy. Everyone here was still obsessed with cultivation on the earth where Reiki was thin and restless. In order to find a way out, they also tried their best to investigate the mystery of the disappearance of gathering vitality cultivators 1,000 years ago. However, the youngest of them was over 60 years old. They were not like Lin Luoran, who grew up under the red flag and received a force-feeding education. She wanted to confirm the history of the cultivation world from the history of the secular world. This is a new idea. Shi Heng's eyes brighten. The system of the heavenly court is very complete. I don't think it is fabricated. So, when did the history of deification in the primitive world happen? Lin Luoran thinks of the small seal of the Dragon King of Dongting Lake, which can grant destiny to heaven. If there is no heavenly court, is there anyone else who can grant the title of dragon in a superior manner? After this blurred history, cultivation gradually declined, and the direction of the whole civilization slowly changed. But if we didn't develop technology, what would the earth be like now? The saintess of Zhuli Li, who called him a native and the mysterious jade stone road to heaven. Many years ago, the seniors could even carry out interstellar transmission. But now, all of them degenerated to the point where they were trapped on Earth. How sad it was. Master Mu, I have been thinking that cultivation is not just a way to evolve individuals. When we keep advancing and trying to seek for a higher realm, we reproduce in a direction that higher beings than us don't want to see. Maybe this is the reason why the cultivation civilization was strangled. Shi Heng whispers, cultivation is not to evolve individuals. Lin Luoran nods, at least not all. Her fingers slide on the computer, and a structure diagram appears on the screen. This is cultivation, and it is the main body. In order, there are elixirs, magic weapons, magic figures, spirit stones, and magic circles. The power of elixirs is to cooperate with the evolution of the human body. What about magic weapons? A full-powered strike from a 5th-grade transcendent artifact could easily destroy a mountain. There were no traces of pollution left behind by the use of firearms. And magic figures. I'm going to show you the most intuitive thing. Lin Luoran takes out a thunder-summoning figure and crushes it. Purple lightning falls on the pool outside the Mu's villa, splashing the whole pool several meters high. Look, the power of magic figures is a kind of sealing spell. With magic figures as the carrier, the power of the 5 elements in the world is solidified, which can only be used by cultivators. And spirit stones provide the power for the magic circles. They are the compressed energy crystals. Shi Heng interrupts Lin Luoran. Cultivation civilization is certainly more convenient than technological civilization, but our decline is inexplicable. What you said is very reasonable. What does it have to do with whether we go to the interstellar transmission circle or not? Fellow cultivator Shi, you've got the key point. Lin Luoran takes out an ordinary pistol and a bullet engraved with patterns. The decline of the cultivation civilization on the Earth is irreversible. Reiki of heaven and earth determines that we can't go back to the past. But what if we combine cultivation with the existing technological civilization? Lin Luoran glances at the people present. Most of them are confused. Is it possible to combine the two? Lin Luoran doesn't explain. She just reaches out a finger and points on the bullet. The flashing blue light touches everyone's nerves. This is the magic circle's enchantment. Because the magic circle is small, Lin Luoran doesn't consume much energy. The surface of the bullet is soon covered by the blue light. This is? Master Gua stands up. He has experienced the National Defense War, but he has never thought that someone will engrave a magic circle on a bullet. Lin Luoran slowly loads the bullet and holds the pistol with one hand. 45 is the most basic configuration for the civil servants of ordinary violence organizations in the state of Huaxia. When I was fighting with the bloodline in our city, one of my school fellow students saw a bloodline being shot in the head by a sniper rifle. Suddenly, he came up with the idea of magical bullets, just like this. She aims the bullet at a modern sculpture made of stainless steel in the yard of the Mu family. With a loud bang, it is said that Mu Tianen spent a lot of money to bring back from abroad. The solid steel head is penetrated by the bullet and the whole thing suddenly explodes. The surface of the broken steel is covered with a thin layer of ice. What is engraved on the bullet is a small version of the water attack circle. Chen Yun murmurs, "This thing can't fall into the hands of the government. Otherwise, it will be too lethal if they turn the gun to cultivators." Lin Luoran shakes her head. "Minister Chen, you misunderstood me. The combination of cultivation and technology is certainly beneficial to the secular regime. But the most important thing is that we may open up a wider world of cultivation. If we get the information of space jump from the interstellar transmission circle and use the method of refining weapons to forge alloys that are stronger than the shells of spaceships, what do you think we will have?" Chen Yun is stunned. Master Gua laughs, then coughs violently. "Ha! What we have is the opportunity to rush out of the earth and find the fertile land of cultivation." Chapter 290. The tribe for cultivators is in an uproar again. Master Lin is recruiting people to explore a secret land. It is said that the final reward is Foundation Lang Bolus, as long as they can find an ancient book of monsters of wood. Foundation Lang Bolus. Everyone cultivates hard just to complete training Qi one day, successfully lay foundation, and strive for a higher realm. The path of cultivation is as vast as the sea. There are thousands of spells and hundreds of branches, such as refining weapons, making boluses, and setting up magic circles. Each branch has its own charm. People are thirsty for knowledge, but they need a long life to support them. Foundation Lang, as long as you successfully lay foundation, you will have a lifespan of 200 years. Only when you lay foundation, the Reiki in your body will be transformed into Wakan, which can be used to make boluses, refine weapons, and study magic circles. People dream of laying foundation. There are many geniuses in this era, but the environment on the earth is not enough for geniuses to lay foundation naturally. Everyone needs foundation-laying bolus. Master Lin said that you don't have to find the ancient book to get foundation-laying bolus. Those who perform well in explorations and make other discoveries also have a chance to get it. Well, are you going? Only a fool won't go. Shurzuan, disciples saw that the discussion about the foundation establishment pill on the forum is going crazy. If we can't take out that many foundation establishment pills when the time comes, Yuan Yi puts it in a euphemistic way. If she can't get so many foundation-laying boluses, the prestige that Lin Luoran has worked so hard to build will instantly fall to the freezing point. Lin smiles casually. What? Don't you trust your master? I'm going to make boluses again. Yuan Yi is relieved. He never doubted whether Lin can make foundation-laying bolus. Lin sees that Yuan Yi is relaxed, so she decides not to tell him that she is not going to make foundation-laying bolus. She also wants to make it. The butterfly bush flowers in her space are old enough. However, when she thinks of the tragic success rate of making 4th-grade foundation-laying bolus with a 2nd-grade alchemy furnace, she doesn't want to risk 2 old butterfly bush flowers. Not long ago, she harvested the seeds of butterfly bush flowers. When these young butterfly bush flowers grow up, she can make whatever she wants without any pressure. The success rate of making boluses may be higher. She doesn't lack luminous sand, and butterfly bush flowers can reproduce in large quantities. However, she needs 7-star grass. She only has withered 7-star grass. Should he ask them to look for 7-star grass while he's at it? Lin pats her head and remembers something. Yuan Yi, how is your sword spell going? Yuan Ye's former master left it to him. It is really a good sword. Not every individual cultivator can have a grade 4 flying sword. Lin Luoran finds a book of 3 Pulses Sword Spell for Yuan Yi. Of course, it is a gift from the materials left by White Fairy. This is a good thing, and it is specially designed for people with 3 Taoist root. Regardless of the 3 elements, as long as one's Tao foundation was different, the effect of every sword move would be different. Seeing the power of Yuan Ye's swordsmanship, Lin Luoran sometimes can't help thinking whether the purer the Taoist root is, the better it is. Such a powerful spell of swordsmanship originated from an individual cultivator with the Taoist root of 3 natures. Are cultivation geniuses really limited by the quality of the Taoist root? Seeing that his master is in a daze again, Yuan Yi raises his voice and replies again, Grandmaster, I still have doubts about the last few moves. The power of the previous moves is amazing, but it still depends on the actual situation. Lin Luoran is awakened. She puts aside her whimsical doubts about the Taoist root. She thinks for a while and says to Yuan Yi, this time, you can go with me to the interstellar transmission circle. Without actual combat, everything is just empty talk. Yuan Yi is very happy and agrees. He originally wanted to participate in the exploration of the interstellar transmission circle, but he was worried that his low personal ability would be a burden. He didn't know how to ask Lin Luoran. Now that Lin Luoran agrees, he doesn't have to worry anymore. They talk in the bamboo forest. Goldie tilts its head and looks at the two of them. It shows an envious look to Yuan Yi. Lin Luoran waves to it, and Goldie flutters its wings and flies down. Can I take you with me, Goldie? Lin Luoran may be important to everyone in the Lin family, but she is not the only one. She and Goldie only recognize Lin Luoran as its master in the mortal world because of the blood contract. She and Goldie rarely travel side by side when she takes Goldie out of the secret land. In other words, she owes Goldie a lot. Will it be too eye-catching if I take Goldie with me? Its body is too big. Before Yuan Yi finishes his words, Goldie stares at him. He touches his nose and doesn't dare to say anything else. Goldie is growing bigger and bigger. It stands in the same place as 2 people. If Lin Luoran doesn't take the initiative to lower its head, she can't even touch its head. Feeling its master's kindness, Goldie screeches twice. The little crown on its head flashes with golden light. In the eyes of the two people, Goldie's body suddenly shrinks as if it is dehydrated, a miniature version of a golden hawk? Goldie's nose and eyes are still Goldie's, but its body has shrunk to the size of an ordinary hawk. It rests steadily on Lin Luoran's shoulder. You little thing, you didn't tell me that you can shrink after advancing. Looking at the innocent face of the miniature version of Goldie, Lin Luoran can't really be mad at it. She, as its master, doesn't care about it enough. The cyan little fox feels the movement outside and rushes out in confusion. Seeing the miniature version of Goldie pacing on the ground, the fox is delighted. It can't defeat the big golden hawk, but it can defeat the small one. Seeing the cyan little fox rushing over happily, Lin Luoran doesn't have time to stop it. Goldie looks at the cyan little fox and flaps its wings. The cyan little fox flies into the air. The fox hits the bamboo and leaves fall on the ground. The cyan little fox jumps up and runs away. It's rare to see the cunning little fox in trouble. Both master and apprentice laugh. Li Shu'er rushes over. Sister, what's wrong with Zheng Tian? He's been standing outside the door for a long time. I've called him several times, but he still doesn't dare to come in. Is he possessed? Lin Luoran and Yuan Yi look at each other. At this critical moment, they both know why Zheng Tian comes. Isn't Zheng Tian usually very bold? Zheng Tian feels that he has been hit by a big piece of pie. Even though he had the intention to form a connection with the Lin family and Junior Master Lin, his initial plan was to gain some benefits and receive some pointers for his cultivation. 3 clear Taoist ancestors above. He had never once thought that he would be taken in by Junior Master Lin as a disciple one day. After receiving Yuan Ye's hint, Zheng Tian feels dizzy the whole day. Like Yuan Yi, he becomes the second apprentice of Master Lin. Zheng Tian is so excited that he can't tell others about it. With Yuan Ye's example, he doesn't dare to tell his friends in the world of cultivation. Otherwise, it will be like showing off. Zheng's parents are also ordinary people. Well, they are very rich. However, Zheng Tian's parents still can't give him good advice. Zheng Tian has a lot to say, so he asks Chao Liang to tell him. Chao Liang is much more mature after the experience in the bar. After thinking for a while, Chao Liang drinks up a glass of wine. Zheng Tian, I don't know much about the world of cultivation. I just feel that Master Lin is a nice person after running errands for her. Based on this, I have no reason to hesitate to ask her to be my apprentice. Zheng Tian scratches his head. I'm not questioning Master Lin. I'm questioning myself. There is a trace of confusion in Zheng Tian's eyes. There are so many people with excellent Taoist root in the world of cultivation. Why does Master Lin like him? He only reaches the early stage of training Qi at the age of 27. Li is 2 years younger than him, but she has already reached the late stage of training Qi. Why does Master Lin like a grain of sand like him? Chao Liang hesitates for a while. Zheng Tian, you said that Master Lin's Taoist root is not pure. Maybe she is not as superficial as others. Maybe she likes something else? What else does he have? Except for Zheng's money, Zheng Tian feels very inferior. Seeing that Zheng Tian is scratching his head, Chao Liang pats him on the shoulder. Are you being silly again? Master Lin doesn't accept you because of your beauty, does she? It's not a bad thing to be rich. Go find a good gift to be her apprentice first. Chao Liang's words wake Zheng Tian up. Although Zheng Tian is stunned by Chao Liang's words about beauty, he immediately decides to find a gift to be Master Lin's apprentice. Master Lin, you are wrong. It is said that the only thing Grandmaster likes is jade. Zheng Tian drags Fatty Chui to go deep into Burma with him and gets a piece of top-grade jade. Fatty Chui's fat body is almost killed by the militants in the rainforest. After he comes back, he is seriously ill. Zheng Tian gets the jade, but he is more hesitant on the way to be apprenticed to Grandmaster. Brother Chui and Master Lin are real friends. Before Zheng Tian can be Master Lin's apprentice, Brother Chui falls ill first. When Zheng Tian returns Fatty Chui to Wang Miao, he is ashamed. Wang Miao spits at him. You know that Fatty Chui is working hard. You should at least do it. You are such a coward. Go and be Master Lin's apprentice. Lucy makes a shy expression. Zheng Tian is really ashamed. He runs away in panic. Li Shi'er takes Zheng Tian into the Lin's house. Zheng Tian looks around at all the members of the Lin's family. He forces himself to calm down and hands over the huge gift box. The apprentice. Damn it. Goldie didn't bite the tip of his tongue. Why can't he open his mouth? Zheng Tian wants to die. Lin Luoran holds back her laughter. She says in a condescending voice, Zhengdan, I can see that you are kind and devoted to cultivation. Are you willing to be Lin's second apprentice? Thousands of words can't make up for this question. Everything that happened is not a dream. Zheng Tian wants to cry if it is not for the fact that men don't cry easily. Yes, I am. Now it is Yuan Ye's turn to look at Zheng Tian with tears on his face. He begged to be Master Lin's apprentice shamelessly and went through a long period of investigation. Now it is Zheng Tian's turn. How come it seems that all the people in the house are trying to coax this guy to be Master Lin's apprentice? Before Yuan Yi finishes thinking, the Lins, who have been pretending to be serious, burst into laughter. Li Shi'er stops Zheng Tian, who is about to express his deep affection for his apprentice. Little Zheng, call her Master Lin. Yuan Yi looks at Zheng Tian again. He suddenly feels that they are in the same boat. He takes out a jade plate and hands it to Zheng Tian. School brother, this is my gift. Take it. It is not bad to be a school brother. Zheng Tian is grateful to Yuan Yi for helping him out. However, his school brother lowers his voice. You brat, you should be prepared to be the second. Don't take Master Lin away. Chapter 291. 2 months later, Lin Luoran comes out of the basement again. Looking at the porcelain bottle in her hand, she is satisfied. Lin Luoran has to find the ancient book of the monsters of wood and explore the space transmission circle. Lin Luoran thinks it's better to be prepared. Yang Lisha has been waiting for her for a long time. Seeing that Lin Luoran finally wants to go, she doesn't get mad. Lin Luoran only plans to take Yuan Yi and Goldie with her, but Mr. Lin asks to go with her. The cyan little fox grabs Lin Luoran's trousers tightly. Li Shi'er has no choice but to stay and take care of the acacia tree that Yang Lisha values most. As for Zheng Tian, he is still at the stage of practicing the spells of the 5 elements. It's useless for him to go with them. Huang Weijin wants to go, but Lin Luoran says, you are going to take the senior high school entrance exam soon, which makes him give up. Even so, Lin Luoran takes her eldest disciple with a hawk in her left hand and a fox in her right hand. They look like they are going on a trip. Master Guo wants to go, so does the Mu family. When Runlan wants to go with Shi Heng, the master of the Wen family and Li Shi'er's master. Together with other cultivators who responded to Lin Luoran on the forum, there are about 100 people in total. They all come to our city voluntarily. 2 luxury buses can't fit them all. Fortunately, they are going to take a plane soon. To Lin Luoran's surprise, the interstellar transmission circle Yang Lisha mentioned is not in Huaxia. It is a special place. A group of more than 100 people transfers several planes and finally arrives in Baghdad, the capital of Iraq. The high temperature at the end of spring and the beginning of summer makes the young cultivators feel a little uncomfortable. It is only the middle of May. It is noon when Lin Luoran takes them to Baghdad. The weather in Huaxia is only in the 20s, but the temperature here is 35 degrees. Compared with Huaxia, where people can use cold water to cool down, the climate in Baghdad is the cruel side of the tropical desert, dry. It is said that the highest temperature in summer can reach more than 50 degrees. Many cultivators' faces change after hearing Lin Luoran's words. Even low-level cultivators like them feel that the water in their bodies will be dehydrated by the strong sunlight in the high temperature of 50 degrees. They don't know how the locals here survive. Under the boundless yellow sand, there was the most precious energy on Earth. In order to fight for the black liquid, Baghdad was still suffering from post-war wounds. Sectarian conflicts, terrorist attacks, and anti-American armed violence are happening all the time. Explosions, attacks, kidnappings, and assassinations are happening everywhere. Civilians are displaced and their living conditions are deteriorating. Even in the capital city, the high unemployment rate makes many people on the street look like they have nothing to do. These people are all staring at Lin Luoran and her friends who are dressed neatly. If it weren't for the fact that they are not easy to bully, someone would have robbed them. The cyan little fox in Lin Luoran's arms has clear fur, and the little golden hawk on her shoulder adds a sense of mystery to the group. People with bad intentions don't dare to offend them. The heat was not the most unbearable. A slight gust of wind would inevitably be accompanied by a strong sandstorm. The cultivators wanted nothing more than to get a piece of black cloth and wrap their heads like the others. And it was dry. Because it was dry, there were fewer clouds and more sunshine. Also, because it was dry, there were no clouds in the sky, which couldn't block part of the sunlight. There was no moisture on the ground, so it couldn't evaporate and cool down. The heat of the sun on the ground was used to heat the earth and the air. When Runlan felt like he was in a sauna, he spits out a mouthful of sand and tugs at Xiao Xiaomu's sleeve. "Did you bring enough water?" Master Lin said it was a tragedy here, but I didn't believe it. Xiao Xiaomu opens his eyes reluctantly and shakes the sand on his eyelashes. "Master Lin, where are we going now?" There must be a bunker made of yellow sandbags hundreds of meters away or tens of meters away. A group of well-dressed yellow-skinned people has been interrogated 5 times by heavily armed Iraqi soldiers or police. If it weren't for the fact that their luggage was transparent and there were no weapons on the surface, Lin Luoran's ridiculous flag of the travel agency might not have worked. Master Gua is a little excited. He is a little nostalgic to come back to this kind of scene. Lin Luoran gives the flag to Yuan Yi and tells him to lead the team. "Let's get out of the city." It can be seen that Yang Lisha also hates such hot weather. Her nature is of the wood, so she feels irritated without water, let alone in a desert climate like this. Seeing Lin Luoran turns her head halfway, Yang Lisha says in a muffled voice, "It's more than 100 miles south of the city." Master Mu and others don't know Yang Lisha's identity, but they can't see through her personal ability. Therefore, Lin Luoran listens to her almost all the way. Master Mu and others have a tacit understanding that Yang Lisha is a senior in Lin Luoran's school, so they don't care about Yang Lisha's young appearance. Lin Luoran is afraid that these old cultivators will know that Yang Lisha is a monster and they can't work together in the transmission circle. Therefore, she pretends not to tell them. Chu Yi falls behind the crowd and murmurs, "South of Baghdad? Is it the Tower of Babel?" Chu Yi deserts at the critical moment and is a little unsociable now. Except for cultivators in laying foundation with excellent hearing, no one can hear his murmur. Lin Luoran narrows her eyes. The place they are going to is the ancient Babylon on the east bank of the Euphrates River. It is the Tower of Babel about 100 kilometers south of Baghdad, the capital of Iraq. In ancient Babylonian, the word Babel means gate of God. If Yang Lisha hadn't been here, Lin Luoran wouldn't believe that the legendary Tower of Babel is where the interstellar transmission circle is located. At the intersection of heaven and earth, green lights are shining. White pigeons bring back olive branches from here. After the flood recedes, all things are reborn. The Tower of Babel stands quietly on the top of the mountain, overlooking the silent people. The sacred tower reaches the clouds. This is the most fertile place in the Mesopotamian plain. Milk and honey flow in heaven. This is the promise of God. On a wonderful moonlit night, priests dance mysteriously. They put olive branches in front of their chests. Only the tambourine can interpret their call. The Tower of Babel stands quietly on the top of the mountain. On this sacred altar, people raise their hands to welcome the God of peace. It's hot at noon and cold at night. Cultivators sit around the bonfire and stare at Xiao Xiaomu with their mouths wide open. Xiao Xiaomu takes back the handheld computer. "Don't look at me. This is what Baidu told me." When Runlan yawns, "I thought you were in a poetic mood tonight." The beef they bought from Iraqi locals is roasted on the bonfire. Master Gua loves the feeling of eating meat, but Chen Yun, who has been an official for a long time, feels a little aggrieved. They go out of the city after being interrogated. They follow the rules all the way to Babylon. Now they are on the bank of the Euphrates River. Chen Yun hates the sand and dust here. He can't accept the places where people don't take a bath. Sitting on the sand and enjoying the roasted meat with a group of people reminds Chin Yun of his life when he was an ordinary member of the special department and went on missions everywhere. When Yang Lisha arrives at the bank of the Euphrates River, she leaves the group of people behind. Nobody knows where she is. Everyone has some secrets. Yang Lisha, the monster vine, is no exception. Since she doesn't want others to know how to open the interstellar transmission circle, Lin Luoran won't force her. Fellow cultivator Lin, how long do we have to wait here? Chen Yun expresses his dissatisfaction first. Lin Luoran, Master Mu and others all shake their heads secretly. Chen Yun is in charge of the special department, so he shouldn't be short of cultivation materials. He is in his 60s this year, but there is no sign of laying foundation. His state of mind is really problematic. The roasted beef is soft and chewy. Yuan Yi is a good cook. Lin Luoran deeply appreciates the benefits of having a disciple do the cooking for her. The cyan little fox lies lazily on the sand and stares at Chen Yun with boredom. The more human beings it meets, the more it feels that the female cultivator who takes care of it is a good person. At least the human in front of it is not as good-tempered as Lin Luoran. Seeing that Chen Yun doesn't want to give up, Lin Luoran sighs. Minister Chen, allow me to remind you that according to the seniority in the world of cultivation, you should call me school sister. In fact, Chen Yun hasn't laid foundation yet, so Lin Luoran can afford to call Lin Luoran school uncle. Thinking that everyone needs to work together to open the transmission circle, Lin Luoran doesn't want to embarrass Chen Yun. Chen Yun's face turns red. Shiheng smirks. He has always disliked Chen Yun. Since Li Shier calls Lin Luoran school sister, Shiheng has the cheek to call Lin Luoran fellow cultivator Lin. Lin Luoran also treats Chen Yun nicely. Seeing that Chen Yun is humiliated, Shiheng is naturally in a good mood. Seeing that no one is speaking for him, Chen Yun can't back down. He sneers and pretends that nothing happened. All the young cultivators here, even if they are not in the special department now, used to be, or will be in the future, are ashamed of Minister Chen's behavior. How can their minister argue with the young school Uncle Lin? They don't know what to say. The atmosphere is a little awkward. Fortunately, in the light of the fire, a slender figure comes from afar. It's Yang Lisha. Lin Luoran stands up. Goldie and Cyan Little Fox jump into Lin Luoran's arms and hold her shoulder tightly. They cooperate tacitly. Yang Lisha doesn't look at anyone but nods to Lin Luoran. Follow me. Yang Lisha sounds tired. Lin Luoran doesn't know what a monster has done to make her so tired. Lin Luoran asks everyone to keep up. They put out the bonfire quickly and follow Yang Lisha along the river with the unfinished barbecue. They come to a relic in the wilderness. The wings of the stone carvings were broken, and the sharp lines were worn smooth by the wind and sand. These ruins that had lost their sense of line still showed the old dreams of the past. The dusty clay tablets were buried deep in the plains, and the cuneiform script recorded the glory of this ancient civilization. Yang Lisha activates some mechanism on the ground, and a stone platform emerges from the ground. A crystal ball is shining brightly. At first glance, everyone can only see their own reflections. No one knows whether it is bright or dark in the middle. Yang Lisha doesn't know what is in it. When I say start, everyone transmit Reiki into it together. No matter what the 5 elements are, you must spare no effort. If we can't open it, we may have to wait until next year. Yang Lisha looks at the sky. Lin Luoran also looks at the sky. The sky tonight is really strange. The moon seems to be very close to the earth. It looks like a big disc that can be grabbed by jumping up. Ready? Start! Hundreds of thick and thin Reiki lines, red, gold, blue, green, brown, are connected with the crystal ball on the stone platform, interweaving into a brilliant light curtain. The gathering of Reiki of the 5 elements is dazzling. Even if there is a disagreement, Chen Yun still knows what to do. Even he spares no effort, so others have no reason to hold back. Lin Luoran has thought that there may be a tunnel or something like a magic circle, which is more in line with the interstellar transmission circle. However, when she was blinded by the sudden burst of dazzling light, and when she opened her eyes again, what appeared in front of her was a colossus floating in the air, towering into the clouds. At that time, people all over the world spoke the same accent. They said, "Come on. We will build a city and a tower. The top of the tower reaches the sky. We will spread our names so that we won't be scattered all over the world." Chapter 292. The Babel Tower of Babel was first seen in the Neo-Babylonian kingdom. It was the most prosperous and magnificent city in the Mesopotamia region. The most spectacular buildings in the city were the Nebuchadnezzar Palace, the famous Hanging Garden, and the legendary Babel Tower of Babel, which shocked and angered God. It was 600 BC, and Huaxia was in the spring and autumn period of the Eastern Zhou dynasty. If the Babel Tower really exists and is an interstellar transmission circle that only cultivators can use, what is the Hanging Garden? What appears in front of Lin Luoran is the legendary Babel Tower. According to historical records, it was not completed. The reign of the Neo-Babylonian kingdom lasted only 100 years. It was so short that even the construction of the Babel Tower was delayed. At the same time, Huaxia entered the spring and autumn period, and the military drums of the Warring States period had been sounded. Why did the two ancient civilizations fall into war at the same time? Was it a coincidence, or was someone manipulating the course of history? Is there only one Saintess of Jiuli, who always appears at the turning point of history, like she, or are there many saintesses like her? What did you do to the earth? Lin Luoran looks up at the towering pale yellow stone tower. The more she knows, the angrier and more frightened she becomes. Lin Luoran feels that she is getting closer to the truth of history that has been deliberately buried. She is the product of history that is woven by people. The mystery of the disappearance of gathering vitality cultivators, the blurred history of the untainted land, the almost completed path of heaven in the Kalahari Desert, and the unfinished interstellar transmission circle built on the Euphrates River. Lin Luoran feels that there is a hand pushing her to connect these mysteries into a line. She feels cold on her back. She is afraid that when the mysteries are revealed, she will be overwhelmed by the huge waves and be overturned in an instant. The pale yellow stone tower emits soft light, which is as bright as the starlight of Babylon. Thousands of years ago, someone bathed in the same starlight and built the interstellar transmission circle here. Lin Luoran is slightly absent-minded. Yuan Yi reminds her subtly, "Grandmaster? I'm fine." Lin Luoran becomes focused and continues to transfer Wacken into the crystal ball. From the corner of Lin Luoran's eyes, he sees that Yang Lisha is also absent-minded. She seems to be reminiscing about something. Lin Luoran notices that she doesn't inject Reiki into the crystal ball. If the monster doesn't want the soul wood so much, Lin Luoran will suspect that it is a camouflage. Lin Luoran wants to kill all the cultivators by cheating them of Reiki. The largest stone door of the lonely stone tower floating in the air slowly opened, casting down a welcoming light that looked like the spaceships in American blockbusters. Because the scene is so sci-fi, Lin Luoran hears someone in the crowd hissing, "Damn it. Mr. Lin is dazzled. He used to be an honest farmer. It is estimated that he will die of old age in Li's village and be buried in the mountain. Now he is on the bank of the Euphrates River, beside the ancient Babylon city. He has witnessed these legendary things with his own eyes. But it is worth it for him to cultivate. The tower is covered with stone doors. The light of the crystal ball gradually darkens. Whether they are selfish or not, everyone is surprised to find that the Wacken or Reiki in their bodies are really sucked out. At this time, the crystal ball seems to be full and takes the initiative to stop. It is really strange. Each door of the tower is a different test. You can choose one randomly. The crystal ball has already assigned the difficulty of the test according to everyone's strength. At most, 2 people can be in a group. The task will be determined according to the personal ability of the person with higher personal ability. Therefore, I advise you not to fish in troubled waters and muddle through. Before the test is triggered, no one knows what mode it will be, so it doesn't matter which door you choose. As for the task reward, some people are very lucky. After entering the tower, they can even chat with the remnant soul of the senior cultivator for a few hours. Some people can occasionally pick up a spirit beast egg and come out. And some people? Well, I don't want to discourage you. These tests are relatively safe except for those who try to be brave and court death. If you fail to pass the test, you will be transmitted to a platform. You can come out together when everyone is here. If you abandon your teammates, the tower will automatically judge you as the one with the lowest degree of completion. Both of you are likely to be obliterated directly. In order not to get your teammates into trouble, I suggest you choose a teammate with similar personal ability. You can go in now. Yang Lisha finishes her words with no expression and stands quietly on the yellow sand. Obliterated directly? Lin Luoran's neck feels cold. Moreover, only 2 people can be in a group and the difficulty of the test is determined according to the highest personal ability. This messes up Lin Luoran's plan to take Mr. Lin and Yuan Yi all the way. Taking them with her will harm them. She can only let Yuan Yi and Mr. Lin be in a group. Lin Luoran takes a deep breath. In terms of personal ability, except for Yang Lisha, she is the only one with the highest personal ability. That is to say, she can only be in a group with Yang Lisha. What about Goldie and Cyan Little Fox? Does she have to leave them outside the Tower of Babel? Yang Lisha seems to know what she is worried about. She stares at Goldie and Cyan Little Fox. They can be taken in. They don't take up the quota. Lin Luoran gives some elixirs to Mr. Lin and Yuan Yi. She is not a fool. Giving others a circulation bolus is already a waste of her energy. There is no doubt that Master Mu and Master Guo will be in a group. Their personal abilities are very close. Xiao Xiaomu will be in a group with Wen Runlan. The 6th brother of the Mu family takes the initiative to choose Chu Yi. The funniest thing is that Shi Heng has to choose Chen Yun, whom he doesn't like, because their personal abilities are close. The total age of the 2 is more than 150 years, but they are still so awkward. Seeing this, Lin Luoran feels a lot better. Let's go. This trip to the interstellar transmission circle is proposed by Lin Luoran. She is duty-bound to take the lead. Lin Luoran holds Cyan Little Fox in her arms, and Goldie grabs her shoulder tightly. They stand under the light of guidance with Yang Lisha. They are covered by something like moonlight. Goldie is a little uneasy and hisses. The Cyan Little Fox raises its head curiously from Lin Luoran's arms and looks around quietly. A soft light flashes. When they reappear, they are already on the steps outside the tower. The spiral stairs and the curved or straight stone doors all look the same. Lin Luoran looks at the bottom of the tower. The cultivators on the riverbank are not much bigger than matchboxes. It turns out that the magnificent Tower of Babel is actually so far away from the ground. They are only in the middle of the tower, not the top. The probability of opening each door is the same, right? Lin Luoran touches the bead. She cheats. There are fire phoenix and silver fish in the space. She doesn't know if the Tower of Babel will increase the difficulty of the test because of this. Yang Lisha proves Lin Luoran's words with her actions. She doesn't even make a choice. She pushes open the nearest stone door. A gust of wind blows away the white mist. A slightly muddy river appears in front of them. On the plain beside the river, the fertile soil is full of wheat. The wheat is shorter than the wheat in Lin Luoran's space, and the ears are much smaller. It means that the seemingly fertile soil is not enough for the wheat to reach the highest yield. Looking at the rolling wheat, Lin Luoran turns her head and sees that Yang Lisha's face is very pale. What test are we in? Lin Luoran suddenly has a bad feeling when she sees Yang Lisha's expression. She follows Yang Lisha's sight and turns her head. The city is surrounded by magnificent city walls. Hundreds of towers stand on the city walls. They are standing on this side of the river, and the magnificent ancient city is on the other side. The bridge crosses both sides of the river. Primitive sailboats are sailing in the river. Trackers are pulling huge polished rocks and shouting from the riverbank. The ropes leave deep marks on their backs. They wear simple linen skirts on their lower bodies, and their upper bodies are naked. They are dark and thin. The bulging muscles on their arms show the explosive power in their bodies. Finally, they are not very tall, and they look like standard West Asians. Yang Lisha murmurs, "What bad luck. It's the restoration of reality again." Lin Luoran comforts the cyan little fox, who blindfolds its eyes and can't bear to look at it anymore. When she is still thinking about what restoration of reality is, a motorcade comes from the front. Hundreds of naked men and women are tied by ropes. They stumble along the way. Lin Luoran can't help frowning. What kind of illusion is this? The owner of the motorcade stops and looks at Lin Luoran and Yang Lisha with fear in his eyes. A man steps forward and bows to greet them. He says a long list of honorifics. It sounds like Arabic, but it is not the same. Lin Luoran can barely make out a few words, such as merchant of Ajaib, slave, and respect. The man seems to be asking about their identity. Yang Lisha's face is cold. She can't expect a female monster to speak the dialect of West Asia. Lin Luoran has only studied Arabic before coming here. It is not easy for her to understand these words that sound like Arabic. It is impossible for her to answer. Seeing her cold attitude, the man becomes more respectful and invites them to get on the motorcade. Yang Lisha whispers, "Get on the motorcade first. I'll explain it to you slowly." Although it is a car, it is just a sedan chair made of strong wood. Lin Luoran sits on it with the cyan little fox in her arms. Yang Lisha also gets on. Someone puts down the white linen curtain, covering Lin Luoran and Yang Lisha. Then they lift them up steadily. The motorcade starts again and goes to the bridge Lin Luoran saw before. The water of the sand river flows quietly under the bridge. Lin Luoran sees the bronze gate from afar. It is majestic and is in contrast to the shabby slaves following the sedan chair. Chapter 293. Thousands of years ago, there was no industrial pollution. When night falls, the stars in the sky are like jewels inlaid on a black cloth. Lin Luoran looks out of the window into a spacious and tidy mud house. She can see the oasis under the starlight dotted in the yellow mud city. A higher wall encloses the higher ground, which is the capital of Neo-Babylon. Do you mean that the gate we entered is a restoration of the real scene? Everything in front of us is real, in the era of the Neo-Babylonian kingdom around 600 BC? Lin Luoran strokes the cyan little fox. It has fallen asleep. The starlight is shining. Goldie stands by the window and looks into the distance. He is also confused. Yang Lisha paces in the room. We were taken back to the Neo-Babylonian kingdom around 600 BC by the Tower of Babel. In human terms, it's called time travel. Lin Luoran retorts subconsciously, no matter how powerful the Tower of Babel is, it's just a space jump and interstellar transmission. Yang Lisha spreads a thin cloth on the stone bed and sits down. I'm afraid I have to help you with a physics lesson. It is said in Nature of Wenzi that the universe is the universe from ancient times to the present, and the universe is the universe from the top to the bottom. The combination of all space and time, including matter and energy, forms a unity called the universe. Time and space have always been inseparable. Since the interstellar teleportation array can send cultivators through the vast universe, it's not impossible for it to send us to 600 BC. Being tutored by a female monster in physics is not something to be proud of. Lin Luoran touches the mud wall in front of her. The uneven surface of the wall leaves a bumpy feeling on her fingertips. It is cold and feels real to the touch. I heard you call this kind of test restoration of the real scene. So, you've encountered it before? Yang Lisha nods. The so-called completion of the task is just to evaluate whether the person who enters has the ability to complete the interstellar transmission. I've encountered it once and returned to the Tang dynasty in Huaxia. So, this restoration of the real scene should be automatically generated according to your personal ability. Generated according to her? How is it possible? Lin Luoran hasn't even figured out Yang Lisha's personal ability yet. Yang Lisha can't be lower than the middle stage of laying foundation. Besides, the crazy Taoist is unfathomable in Lin Luoran's eyes. Even if he steals Reiki materials from Yang Lisha, he has to escape in the name of closed-door training. Lin Luoran takes a deep breath. What you're saying is that those who have entered before won't encounter the same checkpoint the second time. Yang Lisha nods. Since she has returned to the Tang dynasty, She will not encounter the restoration of reality for the second time. That is to say, the city of Babylon in front of her appears because of Lin Luoran. Yang Lisha stares at her suspiciously. To be honest, I'm more curious than you. Why did the Tower of Babel judge you as the main body to complete the task and create this level? Lin Luoran is speechless. She guesses that it must be the bead in her hand that causes trouble, but how can she tell Yang Lisha this reason? She could only casually change the topic. Wait, you're talking about the restoration of the real scene. You went back to the Tang dynasty because you experienced that period? Then why are we in Neo-Babylon? I'm afraid that no one in the Lin family has been to Babylon for hundreds of generations, let alone me. This is the Mesopotamian plain of West Asia. In 600 BC, Huaxia was still in the spring and autumn period. Even if the ancestors of the Lin family were dizzy, they could not walk to West Asia. Yang Lisha has never smiled since she came here. Of course, she can't see her dimples. Why are you here? Of course, the Tower of Babel judges you according to your wishes. Lin Luoran almost faints. According to her wishes? She once looked up at the starry sky in front of the tower and questioned the riddles of history. The huge shadow made her retreat and dare not to think about it further. Does the Tower of Babel have to throw her back to this confusing era to solve the riddles herself just because she was a coward for once? Lin Luoran wants to cry but has no tears. She finally follows in Yang Lisha's footsteps and joins the black-faced army. Lin Luoran doesn't know what the oil lamp on the wall is made of. It looks like a will-o'-the-wisp. Lin Luoran is about to throw a fireball spell to make the room brighter when she hears an Arabic accent. The female voice is a little scared. She talks a lot. Lin Luoran hears something like oracle and food. It seems that the person is here to bring them food. Lin Luoran recalls for a long time in her brain, which is as fast as a CPU. She barely remembers the word put down in Arabic. She twirls the word with her tongue. God bless her. The person seems to understand her and puts the things at the door. Lin Luoran walks out of the stone door after hearing the footsteps go away. She only sees the back of a young girl wrapped in linen with silver earrings on her ears. Her wheat-colored skin looks very healthy. Different from the shabby mud hut, the tray on the ground is made of real gold, both from its shiny appearance and the touch of it in her hand. It may not be pure, but it is definitely a gold tray. There are 2 pieces of roasted wheat cakes, a plate of washed dates, pastries, and a delicate silver pot. Lin Luoran smells it. It smells like beer. This seems to be the dinner sent by the other party. They eat more than enough. Lin Luoran is surprised to see original beer in Neo-Babylonia. She also wonders why there is no meat. It seems that those people mistook them for someone else and treat them with respect. They should be treated with good wine and meat, but why is there no meat? Yang Lisha doesn't even look at the food. Lin Luoran eats the natural wheat cake alone. Well, it doesn't taste as good as the wheat produced in the space, but the heat is good. The beer is very pure, but a little cloudy. Drinking beer with wheat cake is probably the only experience in her life. Yang Lisha doesn't even look at the food. Lin Luoran is half full. Goldie won't eat without meat. The environment is strange. This is more than 2,000 years ago. Who knows what dangers there are? Lin Luoran doesn't dare to let Goldie hunt as she is new here. She also doesn't dare to take out fresh meat from the space for Goldie. The cyan little fox is sensible. It takes the plate of dates and jumps to the table to eat. In the accompaniment of the cyan little fox gnawing the dates, Lin Luoran hears a low conversation outside the room. She listens carefully, but she can only hear some keywords. North of Marduk's temple, sacrifice, canonization, spiritual mind, kindness, fake. Lin Luoran becomes the simultaneous interpreter. Yang Lisha stands up. You messed up. What did I mess up? Lin Luoran is confused. I'm afraid they mistook us for oracles. That's why they are so respectful to us. You were kind to the slave girl just now. I'm afraid they are suspicious of us. We have to get out of here as soon as possible. Yang Lisha stands up and carefully puts away the fine silk cloth she put on the bed. Lin Luoran is not surprised to be suspected as oracle. To avoid the wind and sand in Iraq, she and young Lisha both wear simple robes. The style of the robes is similar to that of Iraqi women. They are made of pure natural silk. Even if there is technology in this era, their clothes still represent their noble status. Are they suspected because they are too kind? Lin Luoran suddenly remembers the first time she met White Fairy in the abyss. At that time, White Fairy's attitude towards her was exactly the reason. White Fairy has been hunting wild geese all day long, and sometimes she will be pecked in the eye by the geese. If they are real oracles, they should be more arrogant than White Fairy, who is in the level of gathering vitality to a cultivator in the level of training chi. Even if they know, they don't have to run. Lin Luoran is surprised. These are all ordinary people. Yang Lisha sneers, I'm afraid you haven't checked your body? The wacken drained by the crystal ball is slowly recovering. Torches are lit in the yard. People are shouting to catch the two fake oracles. Lin Luoran frowns and instinctively wants to cast the fireball spell. The wacken in her body doesn't listen to her at all. Other people travel through time with a golden finger. Does it mean that her original skill is confiscated? Chapter 294. The courtyard was illuminated by the fire, and the shadow of the date palm tree was reflected on the earthen wall. Unexpectedly, it was not some slaves of the Ejide family who came. The bearded Babylonian man he saw in the afternoon hid in the crowd and pointed at the two of them with a look of disdain. He held a spear-like weapon and a shield. It was obviously a group of soldiers. Soldiers of the Neo-Babylonian kingdom? Maybe they are patrolling soldiers. They wear short skirts and leather armor with leather protectors on their joints. If they are not here to catch them, Lin Luoran would be more interested in this group of soldiers who have lived for more than 2,000 years. Don't tell me you're also at a loss? Without Reiki, Lin Luoran can still learn Tai Chi. It is not difficult for her to escape from a group of poorly equipped Babylonian soldiers. Yang Lisha nods, don't kill them. I can feel that there are powerful cultivators in the city. The window on the mud wall is high but not small. It is easy for them to jump out. Lin Luoran and Yang Lisha are in the same boat now. Lin Luoran believes Yang Lisha's judgment that there are cultivators in Babylon. Since the interstellar transmission circle is the Tower of Babel, it is not surprising that there are cultivators in Neo-Babylon more than 2,000 years ago. Lin Luoran winks at Yang Lisha and crosses her hands to make a ladder. Yang Lisha gently steps on Lin Luoran and jumps out. You two go first. Goldie. Seeing Lin Luoran running away, the soldiers yell and stab her with spears. Lin Luoran dodges to the left and pats Goldie, telling it to run away with the cyan little fox. Being restricted by some rules, Goldie can't transform now, but it can hold the little fox in its mouth. There is not much difference between an eagle and an eagle. Of course, there are also eagles in Babylon. They are all big shots. The soldiers don't kill Lin Luoran and Yang Lisha at the beginning because they have a golden eagle with them, so Yang Lisha has time to escape. Lin Luoran certainly doesn't know the secret. However, her and Yang Lisha's guilty behavior makes the soldiers forget about that. Goldie flies out of the window and Lin Luoran kicks away a spear. Even if she can't use Wacken, her body is tempered by Reiki molecules and she can easily make all kinds of difficult movements. Like the 180-degree horizontal kick in the movie, Lin's movements are smoother and smoother than all the action stars. Seeing that the soldiers are all on the ground, Lin Luoran gently steps on the stone table. The window is just big enough for one person to get through. She lightly lands on the ground. There are a few fainted female slaves in the yard. It seems that Yang Lisha did it. Many sharp and long leaves of the date palm are broken. The pursuers in the room behind her are noisy. Lin Luoran feels that her temples are throbbing. She doesn't see Goldie and Cyan Little Fox when she jumps out. It seems that more people are coming this way. Lin Luoran has no time to think about where Yang Lisha and Goldie are. She chooses a direction without footsteps and torches and jumps out of the low mud house. Except for the pursuers, the street is not as prosperous as it was in the later generations. There are similar mud walls and low mud houses everywhere. It is almost impossible to tell the direction here. Lin Luoran can only look into the distance. There are many beautiful buildings in the place which seems to be the inner city. There is a gate made of glazed bricks. It is the nearest landmark to Lin Luoran. The most dangerous place is the safest place. Besides, Lin Luoran has to sneak into the inner city to investigate the Tower of Babel. She approaches the gate carefully. When she gets closer, she finds that the gate is very beautiful. The arched gate is surrounded by 2 towers on both sides. There are 4 towers and 2 gates. The walls are covered with patterns made of colored glaze. Lin Luoran recognizes cattle and a beast on 4 feet. It has a fish head and a snake neck. Its body is covered with scales. Its forelimbs are like the feet of a lion and its hind limbs are like the claws of an eagle. It looks solemn and majestic. Lin Luoran thinks of all kinds of mythical beasts and monsters, but none of them matches this thing. If Lin Luoran is more familiar with the history of the Neo-Babylonian kingdom, she will recognize that this is the famous Ishtar Gate. The Hanging Garden, which will be called one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, will be built next to Ishtar Gate. Of course, there are guards at the gate. This is an important place of the Babylonian royal city. The guards are fully armored. Lin Luoran looks at the mud wall which is more than 10 meters high. She is not sure if she can jump up. She can't break in by force. She can only wait. Lin Luoran hides in the shadow. She checks the space. She can take things out, but she can't hide in it. She is indeed restricted by time travel. Is there a force that restricts people like her from time travel? Is it possible that they will disturb the original history? Lin Luoran can't think of any other possibility. She feels a little dizzy. She takes the last teleport figure and the ice needle figure from the space and puts them in her pocket. There is also a disadvantage to falling out with the Qingqing Taoist temple. After using the last 2 figures, Lin Luoran has to say goodbye to these secret weapons which are suitable for home and travel. With these 2 magic figures, Lin Luoran feels that her life is more secure. She originally wanted to take out the bright sword, but Yang Lisha said before she escaped that there are other cultivators in the city. The bright sword is a grade 5 flying sword. Who knows if someone will covet it? Lin Luoran gives up. She can't control her wacken anyway. There are other cultivators. So, Yang Lisha is in a much more dangerous situation than she is. At least the Huaxia cultivators she meets are juniors. If she doesn't show her wealth, she won't be robbed. Yang Lisha is a monster. This is not the era when spells are declining. It should not be too difficult for the cultivators who can appear in the Babylonian city thousands of miles away to see through Yang Lisha's real body. Well, the dizziness is getting worse. Damn it. Is there something wrong with the food I ate tonight? Who said that ancient people were simple? Lin Luoran pulls a few mint leaves from the space and bites them under her tongue. She feels much more clear-headed. There is a hubbub in the gorgeous city gate. There are pure white fancy feather fans and 2 sedan chairs inlaid with gems. They are much more expensive than the one Lin Luoran and Yang Lisha took when they entered the city. 2 masked women are sitting on the sedan chairs. Their attendants seem to be negotiating with the soldiers guarding the city. Lin Luoran understands the word Medes. She remembers that it seems to be another ethnic group in the Mesopotamia basin, but she can't remember it clearly. She also doesn't know who they are. Obviously, the soldiers guarding the city understand the meaning of the word better than she does. They open the gate and respectfully make way for the group of people coming out at night to pass. Whether Babylon has a curfew or not like ancient Huaxia, the people who can open the gate in the middle of the night are all bigwigs. Lin Luoran looks at the white robe she is wearing. It matches well with the team of hundreds of maids. It's a chance to sneak in. Lin Luoran smears some on her face and neck to make her skin color darker. She also pulls down one sleeve of the robe so that it looks more like what local women wear. Oh, she also has to pull down the lower half of the skirt. The group has moved halfway. The soldiers don't dare to look up. Lin Luoran jumps out of the shadow. The maids are holding something in their hands. Lin Luoran is empty. She takes out a wooden box with painted flowers from the space and pretends to hold it in her hand. The swords and knives are only a few steps away from her. When Lin Luoran passes through the blue city wall and enters the gate, She is a little worried that she will be suddenly recognized. So many swords and knives will attack her at the same time. Even Tai Chi won't work. 1 minute feels like decades. Lin Luoran's neck is covered with cold sweat. When the bronze gate is closed against her heel, she finally breathes a sigh of relief. In front of her is the inner city of Babylon, which has become a ruin after more than 2,000 years. Lin Luoran takes a deep breath. The temple-like buildings in front of her are full of reliefs, patterns made of glazed bricks, decorations with rose patterns, bright blue, cyan, red, white, and yellow ribbons. It is far from the cornice of the ancient Huaxia palaces. It is more like a colorful round boulder. However, this is the Palace of Babylon, which also belongs to the 4 ancient civilizations. Lin Luoran quickens her pace. In front of the long line, the masked woman on the sedan chair suddenly blinks and smiles. "Teacher, are you smiling?" The other masked woman has a pair of clear eyes like the blue sky. She asks in Huaxia. Her accent is a little out of tune, but it is definitely the language of Huaxia. However, the accent is so strong that even Lin Luoran will have to recognize it for a while. The woman who is called teacher smiles. "Amy's, we have a guest." Chapter 295. How on earth did she fall asleep? Lin Luoran touches the cold stone bed and sits up. This is a palace decorated with a lot of gold foil. It is as bright as day, full of the architectural features of Babylon. Lin Luoran knows that she has entered the palace. She didn't wake up and pass the test of the Tower of Babel and come back to the 21st century. However, she clearly remembers that she mingled with a group of maids and went to a place like a side hall. How can she sleep on such a bed? Compared with the people here, most of whom are still wearing linen clothes, this stone bed is covered with real silk. What did the textbook say? Didn't the Silk Road rise in the Western Han Dynasty? Then what about the silk bed sheets here? Lin Luoran feels indignant, but then she feels funny for her childishness. Since she stepped into the world of cultivation, the original history of this world has been subverted bit by bit. Calm down. Lin Luoran bites her tongue and looks around the empty hall. There is no one here. Gold and jewelry can't bring her warmth. Instead, it makes this place colder. She remembers some vulgar time travel novels such as The Favorite Concubine of the Pharaoh. The heroine always wakes up in the king's bed after time travel, which is so similar to the plot in front of her. Lin Luoran shivers and touches her pocket. The 2 pieces of figure paper that should have been lying there are gone. Lin Luoran turns over and sits up. She pulls the silk bed sheets off the bed and shakes them. Well, there is some dust on her face and arms. The 2 paper figures that she wants most are nowhere to be found. "Are you looking for this thing?" A clear female voice comes from the door of the hall. Lin Luoran suddenly stands up straight. It is a woman in a silk chignon. Thanks to the days when she studied in the University of Chuan to find the soul wood, Lin Luoran believes that she can't recognize chignon at first glance. The sleeves are so wide that they almost reach the ground. In fact, ordinary people often see this kind of clothes. Most of the statues of Confucius are dressed like this. In other words, does this Asian woman come from the spring and autumn period of Huaxia? Seeing a fellow villager, Lin Luoran's eyes are full of tears. She is not separated by more than 2,000 years, but she is defeated by the 2 paper figures in the woman's hands. Lin Luoran suddenly sobers up. Those who can appear in Babylon at this time must be senior cultivators. What did senior say just now? It sounded like a dialect. It sounded familiar. Lin Luoran looks confused. The woman in chignon is obviously defeated by Lin's silly look. A beam of light goes into Lin Luoran's eyebrows. Information flows in her brain. Just like the memory bead of White Fairy, Lin Luoran instantly turns on the plugin called Universal Translator. She could actually understand chignon's dialect now. "Greetings, senior." Cheat! This was a cheat. Lin Luoran shouts silently in her heart. She can speak the same accent as he does when she opens her mouth. The woman in chignon held the 2 paper talismans in her hand and said in disdain, "Who are you? Your cultivation is so low, yet you dare to get involved in this mess. The two paper figures are the proud works of Qingqing Taoist Temple. Lin Luoran is also angry that they are slapped in the face. However, she is not a good friend of Qingqing Taoist Temple, so she can't stand out. Then again, after more than 2,000 years, the world of cultivation will seriously deteriorate. Maybe these paper figures and Lin Luoran are really humble in the eyes of this woman. Alas. But how to answer her? She vaguely remembers that White Fairy once mentioned that she was from Misty Peak, and there is also a Joy School. Well, Zoo Mountain should also exist. The problem is that no one knows which school the woman in front of her belongs to. What if she is from one of the 3 schools? Thinking of this, Lin Luoran honestly lowers her head. I am an individual cultivator who passed by here. I heard that there is an interstellar transmission circle here, so I came to have a look. The woman in Shen Yi snorts coldly. You are so evasive and vulgar. Why is your cultivation restricted? The Tower of Babel is a secret, and ordinary individual cultivators can't know it. I don't know who you offended, but you dare to sneak into my honor guard. So, you can stay in this hall and I will interrogate you tomorrow. Is this a disguised prison? Unarmed, Lin Luoran feels very insecure. Now she is 100% sure that she is very unlucky to meet a cultivator above the level of gathering vitality. Only cultivators like them can call themselves I. Was she vulgar? She just didn't use words. She doesn't have to do this. A head pops out of the hall. Her eyes are blue, and her skin is white and glowing. She has a unique appearance of the people of the Two Rivers region. She has a high nose and is taller than the average height of this era. She is already as tall as Lin Luoran. This was a beautiful exotic girl wearing a long silk dress. Gemstone ornaments were braided into 2 braids, competing with her long brown hair for splendor. Lin Luoran instantly makes a judgment that this exotic girl is obviously a nobleman. In this era of low productivity, there is no doubt that noble girls are more beautiful than ordinary girls. Only enough food can meet the needs of body development, so she can be tall and slender, plump and charming. Only a reasonable diet can make her skin white and healthy. More importantly, her long brown hair is as shiny as the gems in her braids. She needs to take care of it, so she needs a lot of fruits and other luxuries. Madam, is she from your country? The exotic girl rushes in like a bird and stands next to the woman in Shani. Madam is such a familiar word. Well, this is the Arabic dialect. This time, Lin Luoran can understand it without missing a word. The plugin can translate more than one language? Lin Luoran is both surprised and surprised. She stares at the exotic girl with excitement. Language is the bridge of communication. Being able to understand the local language is very helpful for the investigation of the Tower of Babel. For this reason, Lin Luoran wants to thank the woman in Shani for putting her in jail. Amidus, why are you here? A bride to be married should have a good rest. The coldness on the woman in Shani's face melts a lot. She says this, but she doesn't mean to blame Amytis. Lin Luoran becomes invisible beside the woman. She thinks angrily that this woman always talks in a foreign language and calls her vulgar. Please pouts. At that moment, Lin Luoran even feels that she sees another. Madam, you haven't told Amytis yet. Is she from your country? Does she also come from the mysterious East? The woman in Shani throws a warning look at Lin Luoran and nods helplessly. Amidus's attention is attracted by the mysterious East. Her omnipotent teacher comes from there. Amytis, what can I do for you? Amytis pats her head. The high priest wants to discuss tomorrow's ceremony with you, madam. The woman in Shani nods and tells Amytis not to run around. She walks away slowly. Lin Luoran breathes a sigh of relief. She is so nervous that she doesn't even look at the woman in Shani's face. This woman is too intimidating. Hello, I'm Amytis from media. The beautiful girl says hello to Lin Luoran with a warm smile. Lin Luoran is flattered. This girl really doesn't regard herself as a stranger. Hello, I'm Lin Luoran from the distant East. In this kind of atmosphere, the only thing missing is a handshake. Otherwise, Lin Luoran will think that she has returned to the 21st century. There is no pressure to communicate. The girl speaks fluent local language, which is a good start. Since this local girl is obviously easier to deal with than the woman in Shani, Lin Luoran decides to start with her. By the way, what did the woman in Shani say just now? Wedding? Amy's, are you going to have a wedding soon? She seems to be only 15 or 16 years old and she is about to get married. It turns out that early marriage is not a special case in ancient Huaxia. Amethyst's blue eyes are full of smiles. With the help of my teacher, I am going to marry the hero of Babylon. I am so happy that I can't sleep tonight. The woman in Shani is also in charge of matchmaking. Lin Luoran's intuition tells her that cultivators don't have this hobby. Why does she come here to be a matchmaker? Who is the hero of Babylon? Amy Tiz blushes. In Babylon, in the Mesopotamia plain, only Nebuchadnezzar can be called a hero. My teacher said that I can be a good queen, but in fact, I can do nothing. Amethyst's thoughts of these girls and the nervousness of a bride about to get married influence Lin Luoran. She listens quietly, but the name of the hero gradually matches with some information in her mind. Wait, Nebuchadnezzar? Could it be that Nebuchadnezzar too? Amy's from media. God, isn't she the existence like Daji in the history of Huaxia? The girl in front of Lin Luoran is the future princess of Babylon, the one who asked Nebuchadnezzar to build the world-famous hanging garden for her. Chapter 296. The queen of Nebuchadnezzar II, Amy's, who came from the Medes Hills, was sad because she missed the scenery of the mountains in her hometown. Nebuchadnezzar II built the hanging garden for her, which puzzled countless historians of later generations. No one knew if it really existed or not. If Lin Luoran hadn't returned to Neo-Babylon, she might have been moved by such a beautiful legend when she occasionally glanced at the documents that turned into runes. However, Lin Luoran will never forget the princess in front of her, even if she blushes when mentioning Nebuchadnezzar II, the disciple of a Huaxia cultivator. The surname of the woman in Shani is Ji. Amydis doesn't know the meaning of this surname, but Lin Luoran can't ignore it as a native of Huaxia. At this time, the Zhou dynasty is about to collapse, but the Zhou family is still the legitimate royal family. Everyone in Huaxia is familiar with the names Ji Chang and Ji Fa. They grew up with investiture of the gods. The surname of the royal family of the Zhou dynasty is Ji. Why does a direct descendant of the royal family of the Zhou dynasty, as well as a cultivator, travel thousands of miles to recruit a princess of Media as her disciple? Is it just for the Tower of Babel? The Tower of Babel is a conspicuous building. If it has been built, Lin Luoran and Yang Lisha will be able to see it before they enter the city. So, the Tower of Babel hasn't been built at this time. These questions make her sleepless all night. Lin, can you attend my wedding tomorrow? Amydis also has a sleepless night. The woman in Shani never returns, and the female slaves never dare to talk to her. The night before the wedding, Amydis simply stays in the hall to talk to Lin Luoran and keep her company. Lin Luoran can imagine that tomorrow will be a grand wedding. However, the woman in Shani restricts her personal freedom. Lin Luoran doesn't dare to challenge the authority of the woman with the surname Ji since both figures are confiscated. Lin Luoran shakes her head at Amydis regretfully to show her apology. Amydis holds her cheek in her hand, and the firelight makes her smooth face look glorious. In fact, my teacher looks strict, but she is really a nice person. Don't worry. I will help you persuade my teacher. Lin Luoran is in tears. She really wants to tell the little girl that her teacher is probably up to no good. But to watch the Babylonian wedding? The mission given by Tong Tian Tower, what exactly did it want her to do? Would it be easier for her to integrate into this era? Lin Luoran thinks for a while and stares at Amydis with an expectant look of, I really want to go. Well, it is a little unkind. It seems that she is deceiving the little girl. However, Amydis is very happy. She holds Lin Luoran and giggles. Lin Luoran has a good impression of this exotic girl, whose character is really like Li Shi-er's. Alas, Lin Luoran doesn't know what obstacles Mr. Lin and Yuan Yi will encounter. She hopes they won't be as unlucky as her. Apart from the inside of the hall, the sky outside was still very dark. A group of female slaves rushed in. They were holding flowers and satin in their hands, long dresses interwoven with golden threads, and belts studded with jewels. It was easy to imagine that tomorrow's wedding would be complicated. Someone carries a white sticky liquid. It smells like milk. Is she going to take a bath with this? Lin Luoran remembers what Xiao Xiaomu said on the bank of the Euphrates River. This is the Mesopotamian plain flowing with milk and honey. It is not as barren as Lin Luoran imagined. After taking a bath with milk, Amy doesn't avoid dressing in front of Lin Luoran. This is still an open era, not like the Huaxia years later. In a certain dynasty, women were ordered to follow the 3 obediences and 4 virtues. Women's feet were bound, and if a strange man saw their naked neck, they might commit suicide. Amy's is a passionate and unrestrained girl. A young body should be beautiful. She looks calm and doesn't seem to be embarrassed at all. Lin Luoran is interested to see those female slaves dress Amy's in gorgeous dresses and belts. 2 female slaves are braiding her hair and putting on makeup. The makeup skills of more than 2,000 years ago are really eye-opening for Lin Luoran. There are 2 colors of powder, blue and black. Lin Luoran sniffs it. It seems to be made of some kind of ore. Is it not good to apply the ore powder directly to the eye sockets? Lin Luoran remembers that there is still a set of high-end cosmetics in the space that Baojia gave her a few years ago. It hasn't been opened yet. With the preservation ability of the space, it should still be usable. Lin Luoran takes it out. The colorful pearl eyeshadow really attracts Amethyst's attention. Lin, what are these? They are so beautiful. There are more than a dozen colorful pearl eyeshadows. Of course, they are more attractive than the monotonous blue and black. Amy's loves them so much that she can't put them down. Lin Luoran coughs. I think I may be able to do a different bride makeup for the princess. The obedient female slaves look at Lin Luoran in surprise as if she is a monster that will eat people. Lin Luoran touches her nose embarrassedly. This proposal is indeed a bit risky. This is a real national wedding. Not to mention the red tape, the queen must have special requirements for her makeup and clothes. However, Amethyst's eyes light up. Lin Luoran has a premonition that she may have shot herself in the foot. How on earth did I do this? Amethyst looks at herself in the bronze mirror. Her eyelashes used to be thick enough, but they are not like now. When she blinks, her eyelashes look like small fans. An elegant flower is outlined with blue powder in her left eye. She doesn't know this kind of flower, but it looks really beautiful. Her eyebrows are thick, and her skin is covered with a thin layer of white powder. Amethys is surprised by the different bride makeup that Lin Luoran said. It is different from that of Media and Babylon. It looks strange at first, but Amethys soon finds that this strange makeup covers all her small flaws. Her nose is straighter, her eyes are deep blue, and her lips seem to be smeared with a layer of honey, moist and lustrous. Amethys is surprised by the mysterious Oriental products. In fact, Lin Luoran is also quite surprised that the bronze mirror has no national boundaries. Because it is polished smoothly, it is clearer than what is depicted in many novels. At least, Amethys can see her own face clearly, which is much more reliable than using water. The female slaves are frightened, which makes Lin Luoran feel stressed. It is just an ordinary stage makeup in the 21st century. It should be enough for the celebration, right? She puts a gold-inlaid ruby on Amethyst's forehead. She is already a well-prepared bride of Babylon. It is not dawn yet, but the palace is filled with the sound of musical instruments. The melodious sound of guqin mixed with metal percussion is heard. Amethys invites Lin Luoran to attend the wedding as the makeup artist of the palace. Lin Luoran follows the sedan carefully. She is relieved that she doesn't find the woman surnamed Ji. Amethys is dignified and beautiful. She will officially become the princess of Babylon soon. On such a formal occasion, Lin Luoran must not be a little girl. Before they get out of the palace, another sedan comes to them. Seeing the sweetness on Amethyst's face, Lin Luoran knows that it is Nebuchadnezzar II who is sitting on the sedan. Even the beard on his face can't hide the fact that he is much older than Amethys. Lin Luoran has to behave herself like the other female slaves. She doesn't stare at the king of Babylon. Instead, her eyes fall on the sedan. The people holding the ox-head harp are the court musicians, right? There are also gong-like, tambourine, and other musical instruments that she doesn't know. Nebuchadnezzar is stunned when he sees Amy's clearly. The things painted on his new princess's face are not in line with the Babylonian tradition at all. However, when he looks at her again, she seems to be even more beautiful than when Amy's arrived. Lin Luoran still doesn't know that being recognized by Nebuchadnezzar, she has actually been promoted as the temporary makeup artist of the palace. After the two sedan teams meet, the bride and bridegroom don't talk to each other. They walk along the high city wall to the Isthar gate. Babylonian people are cheering outside the wall. The Marduk temple, which is very important to Babylon, is in front of them. The road from the Isthar gate to the Marduk temple is the famous ceremonial avenue, where religious activities are held during grand ceremonies. According to Amy's, she and Nebuchadnezzar will receive the blessings of the high priest in the Marduk temple. Then, they will have a carnival with all the people of Babylon. You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.